our cheerleaders. Skylar Bruce. Skylar is lettered 4 years. Her parents are Kim and Scott Bruce. Kenzie McFarland. Kenzie is lettered 4 years. Kristen Robbins. Kristen has cheered and lettered the past year. Her parents are Latrice Coulter. JC Thompson. JC has cheered and lettered 4 years. Her parents are Shelley and Monty Thompson. And now our band members. Hannah Arnell. Hannah has been in band for 7 years. Her parents are Chris and Judith Arnall. Audrey Boyne. Audrey has been in band for 6 years. Her parents are Rick and Sally Boyne. Christian Brackett. Christian has been in band 7 years. Parents are Chris Brackett and Heather Weaver. Madison Chappell. Madison has been in band 7 years. Parents Gary and Robin Chappell. Madison Christie. Madison has been in band 7 years and is escorted by Tommy and Sheldon Christie. Megan Criswell. Megan has been in band 7 years. Her mother is Tina Criswell. Riley Dean. Riley has been in band for 7 years. Parents Chris and Dave Hagel. Megan Fessler. Megan has been in band for 7 years. Her parents are Carrie and Monica Fessler. Chelsea Greenfield. Chelsea's been in band for 2 years. Her parents are Don and Shelley Greenfield and Sarah West. David Hawes. David has been in band for 6 years. Her parents are David and Christy Hawes. Nick Hollifield. Nick has been in band for 4 years. Nick's parents are Mike Hollifield and Shannon Hollifield. Robert Johnson. Robert has been in band for 7 years. His parents are Gail Johnson and Robert Johnson. Yakub King. Koob has been in band for 7 years. His parents are Jaquita Smiles and Anthony King. Angelica LaCourciere. Angelica has been in band for 2 years. Her parents are Lonnie and Dana LaCourciere.
Abigail Nicole Humphreys.
Elizabeth McElroy. Elizabeth has been in band for 7 years. Her father is Dwayne McElroy. Colt Owen. Colt has been in band for 7 years. His parents are Vic and Shelley Owen. Mike Raber. Mike has been in band for 6 years. His parents A.J. Raber and Peggy Raber. Matt Sullivan. Matt's been in band for 7 years. His parents Philip and Jonita Sullivan. Ethan Thorne. Ethan has been in band for a year. His parents are Christy Vasquez. evening, the Wagoner Girls Track Squad is selling programs as a fundraiser. Just $2, supporting a great cause. Their coach is Mr. Leland Alexander. They attend 8 meets in the spring. Please support them by buying a program tonight, just $2. And there's a table with a petition for safe rooms in Wagoner Public Schools. If we need them, we'll want them. Anyone who is 18 and registered to vote may sign the petition. You don't have to be a Wagoner resident. Feel free to sign this petition for safe rooms in the Wagoner. Grad Night 2014. They have a fundraiser this evening. You have an opportunity to attend a basketball game between the Oklahoma City Thunder and the Boston Celtics on January 5. The winner will include suite tickets, 2 tickets in the suite, parking pass, food and drink provided in the suite. This is donated by Video Gaming Technologies. It's just $5 for your chance to win a wonderful prize and also to score drug-free, alcohol-free Grad Night 2014. The drawing will be done at the halftime of the Wagoner Bulldogs boys basketball game on December 20. You don't have to be present to win. Just $5, your opportunity to watch Oklahoma City Thunder. And there's a bunco tournament Sunday, December 8th. It's about a month from now, but at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. 1 month from, in a couple of days. December 8th at the First Baptist Church. It's an annex, 401 Northeast 2nd. $15 at the door, and there's a free raffle ticket with paid admission, a chance to win and buy more raffle tickets and win many more prizes. There's concession, a 50-50 ticket, many opportunities again to sponsor this bunco tournament on behalf of Grad Night 2014. And Vernon Sullivan, if you've never eaten his chicken and dumplings, you have missed it. He's going to serve a dinner on behalf and in sponsorship of Wagoner Grad Night 2014. It's a fundraiser, Sunday, November 10. About 1 week from Sunday at the First United Methodist Church, 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. The cost is donations, and a silent auction will also be held. This is a wonderful event. Vernon, we appreciate your charitable attitude and your good cooking skills as well. That's a week from Sunday. Mom, you don't have to cook. Just go to the First United Methodist Church. And there's a bass fishing tournament, also on behalf of Wagoner's Grad Night. It's a fundraiser November 16th. A couple of weeks from now, at Fort Gibson Lake, Taylor's Ferry North Mood Ramp. It's a 50% payoff. The cost is just $100 per boat, 2 people per boat. Call Otis Collins. If you're a fisherman, you probably know who Otis is. 918-271-1735. Just getting out your cell phone and you fish. The number is 918-271-1735. Thanks for your sponsorship of Grad Night 2014. Good evening once again, ladies and gentlemen. This is your announcer, Shelley Sperling, welcoming you to W.L. Odom Stadium in Wagoner, the home of the 2011 Oklahoma State 4A football champions. In 2011, the Bulldogs were 9-1 in the regular season before eclipsing 4 straight playoff opponents, including Clinton, by a 23-0 margin. Last year, Wagoner won 2 playoff games before dropping a semifinal contest to Anadarko. This year's season began at 5A Colita on September 6th. Wagoner emerged with a 21-2 victory. Wagoner traveled to 5A Pryor on week 2 and returned with a convincing 35-13 win. Last week, or week 3 that is, the Bulldogs hosted 5A Grove in Wagoner's home opener, scored 35 first half points, and coasted to a 35-13 triumph. Week 4, Wagoner defeated Catoosa 35-20. Week 5, Wagoner traveled to Tulsa McLean and survived a slow start to win 22-7. Week 6 and 7 were home games. Homecoming against Miami, Wagoner prevailed 55-21, and against Oologah, Wagoner won 42-28. Last week at Cleveland, in this park from. Wagoner couldn't figure out a way to lose. Turnover and Calno slaves aside, the game was tied at 21 as Cleveland scored with 4:15 left. Cleveland recovered an onside kick, threatened to score before Wagoner held, then blocked a 37-yard field goal attempt. Lawrence Everett ran the ball downfield. A play or two later, Roman Rodriguez scored from the 1. Wagoner led 28-21. Not over. Cleveland moved the ball, but great pass defense by number 17, Chase Barnett, with 18 seconds remaining. is the last regular season home game. We are hosting Tulsa Webster, and next week will be the final regular season contest at Benita before the playoffs begin. The top 10 schools in 4A competition in the state of Oklahoma: number 10, Fort Gibson; number 9, Clinton; number 8, Sallisaw; number 7, Toto; number 6, Catoosa; number 5, Cassia Hall; number 4, Ada; number 3, Oklahoma City Douglas. According to the Tulsa World, number 2 is Anadarko, and the number 1 school in the state of Oklahoma among 4A schools, Wagoner. Through 8 games this year, Wagner's offense have averaged 310 yards on the ground, 60 yards in the air, for a total of 370 yards per game, exclusive of return yardage. Wagner averages 34 points per game. Wagner's defense has held opponents to an average of 145 yards on the ground and 100 yards in the air, and only 15 points per game. The scoring differential is 273 to 126 in Wagner's favor. Our chain gang members on the sideline are Mr. Doug Baker, Mr. Marvin Morgan, Mr. Roger Drake, and Mr. Dave Sullivan. Senior field statistician is Mr. David Drake. Our scoreboard operator is Mr. Ed Wiley. Our 25-second clock tender is Mr. Jared Goodfellow. Our spotters in the books and the booth, Mr. Mike Roberts and Mr. Justin Bottom. And now, ladies and gentlemen, please rise. Remove your caps and hats as we spend a moment to remember those who have fought and fallen in battle to protect this country and our lives and liberty, to enable the opportunity to pursue happiness, and to protect our fundamental freedoms to and for religion, speech, association, petition, and assembly. Ladies and gentlemen, a moment.
Welcome, Friday Night Bulldog fans, to Friday Night Bulldogs. The Wagoner Bulldogs taking on the Webster Warriors. Hopefully you've had a good peek of the band pregame as the Wagoner Bulldogs walk onto the field as we speak, carrying the American flag. I'm alongside Harlan Johnson here, and we are awaiting a third guest announcer tonight. We will wait till he gets here, though. Harlan, what do you expect to see tonight, Wagoner versus Webster?
Well, I'm a little afraid to say what I'm expecting to see because I expected last week to see a big-time win from Wagoner, and well, we did get a big-time win. It wasn't quite the big-time win I was expecting, Jeremy. But tonight, expecting to see a lot of scoring from the Wagoner Bulldogs. Looking probably not going to have to throw out a whole lot of the crazy offensive sets or anything like that. Should be a relatively easy one for them tonight. But the minute that we say that, you never know what can happen.
I'll tell you what, I think that our, if you want to call it a trap game, I believe that trap game was last week as we squeaked one by the Cleveland Tigers. So I think we're over that, Harlan. I'm looking to see the Wagoner Bulldogs back in rhythm here. I think they're going to score early and they're going to score often tonight. Warriors, they're struggling this week, or they're struggling this year, and I really think that the Bulldogs are going to show us why they're ranked the number one team in 4A.
I think so too, Jeremy. And really, for the Bulldogs fans, that's what we're looking for tonight from the Bulldogs, is to see them just basically flex that muscle and show really the state of Oklahoma, especially the 4A schools in the state of Oklahoma, that we're here, we're for real, and we're coming after that next state championship.
It's going to be number 80, Jared Stites, back deep to receive. In the middle is Lawrence Evett. There's Devin Hawkins, and this is going to be Hawkins at about the 10-yard line. Hawkins up through the wedge, across the 30, and he is stopped. They're trying to strip the ball away, but they are across the 35 to about the 36-yard line, and that's where the Bulldogs will have it. 1st and 10 on this first drive of this 9th game of the season, Harlan. And again, hopefully everything's going all right for everyone at home. Get into our chat room, give us some texts, get on Facebook, let us know how things are looking and how things are sounding. And we hope the sound, Harlan, is a whole lot better than last week.
That's right, Jeremy. It seems like we have a little trouble with the sound each week. On our side, it shows that it's good, but we never know what's happening out there in listener land. So, but the Bulldogs have it. 1st and 10, there's the snap. He's looking to pass, does get the pass. It looks like it is Ford on the catch, and he's got it, kicking it down the sideline, enough for the first down and then some. Finally brought down. That was number 52 on the tackle for the Warriors, Eric Wells. But 1st and 10 for the Bulldogs on the pass to Ford.
That was, we're going to call it a 14 now, about a 20, we'll call it about a 25-yard gain to the 41-yard line of the Warriors. 1st and 10 for the Bulldogs. Be Woodson up in their center, I formation. That's both Fasan and Rodriguez in motion. Now they go to the right. Hawkins at fullback, Evett to tailback. He gets the pitch out around the corner. He's able to slip one tackle, still on his feet. Now it's down the sidelines and finally shoved out of bounds, but not before he gets inside the 20-yard line, Harlan. It didn't look like that was going to develop, but it did with looking at about a 15 or so yard gain.
Yeah, he didn't look like he was going to be able to turn the corner there, and all of a sudden, Evett's speed strikes again. He gets there and gets more than even the first down on that one. And really, again, that's what Bulldogs fans are looking for tonight, to see that happen over and over and over again.
You got a 1st and 10 for the Bulldogs. Woodson from the shotgun. Here's a handoff over the left side. This is Barnett on the end around. Barnett will score. Touchdown, Bulldogs. Chase Barnett on the end around from 20 yards away for the score. Touchdown, Bulldogs. Harlan, we've seen that a couple of different times, and that play right there. Matter of fact, the last home game, Barnett went for about the same about the same spot on the other end, but it was called back for a penalty. But that time, it was 6.
Yeah, Barnett doing a good job there. And, you know, all the Bulldogs have really done a good job on the offensive side. It's so hard for a defense to plan for anybody for the Bulldogs' offensive attack because you key on one person and there's 3 others who can really hurt you here as they're lined up for the extra point. Barnett going to be the holder, has the snap, the ball is up, but the whistle blew, flags come in, whistle blew before the play could get snapped, and we'll await the call here from the referee.
We're just 1 minute into this first quarter, and again, the Bulldogs take it for, I think there was 3 plays in that whole drive. It was a pass to Hayden Ford to get it started off for about 25 yards, another 20 to 25-yard run by Lawrence Evett, and then Barnett takes the end around for about 20 yards for the score. Looks like it was an illegal procedure call on that extra point, Harlan.
Yeah, I think maybe even they called a false start there. Moved him back some. Barnett's once again going to set up for the hold here as Rowland is going to attempt the PAT from a little farther than normal. There's the snap. The kick is up once again. No flags this time. It is good. The Bulldogs lead this one 7-0 as we're really just in the infancy of this game.
1 minute into this game, and the Bulldogs are already Wagoner 7 and the Warriors 0. Harlan, that's not a good way to start out the game if you're a Warrior fan.
Certainly not. If you're a Warrior fan, maybe the worst case scenario, you come in, you know, you're hoping to kind of at least stop the Bulldogs. I don't know if you can stop the Bulldogs, but at least hold them back, and not able to do so as they score on 3 plays, as we already talked about. And appreciate all you listeners out there letting us know what you're hearing. You know, we're getting the thing that we have some sound issues again. Hopefully you have a clear picture out there. We're trying to adjust some things. Once again this week, our professional sound guy, Jeremy Holmes, is here doing some tweaking and some changing. So we hope to get that going, but I promise nobody's just hitting the microphone or anything like that. Although we are doing some celebrating after that touchdown.
We sure are. We appreciate everyone that's logged on. We've got Heather Tillerson, got Cody Allison. I think I saw Mr. and Mrs. B. That's Charles and Bonnie Baker signing in. We've got Regina Little also signing in. Friday Night Bulldogs, we appreciate their support, and hopefully you're at least getting a clear picture, and we're trying to work out this sound. Harlan, I think we're going to probably end up having to get us a new soundboard.
Yeah, that's what it's looking like, Jeremy, because once again, on our side, everything looks like it's working good, and they're telling us it sounds like that we're beating the hammer on the microphone, so I don't know about that, but Bulldogs kick off there, and it's fielded, and Warriors not getting a whole lot going, but the good news for the Warriors is they are going to have 1st and 10 with their first offensive possession.
And we're looking at our mixer here, and it shows that we're right at where we're supposed to be, but I'm looking at some comments inside the chat room, and it doesn't sound like they can hear us very well. So I'm not sure what's going on here, but hopefully we'll get this worked out before too long. Hopefully it won't take us as long as it did last week.
Always ready to tweak and change and move and prod, and I think the Warriors are going to have to be ready to do the same thing, Jeremy.
McAnally, the quarterback, he hands off to number 20, bounces to the outside. That's Kyle McAnally. I'm assuming there's some kind of kin there. Quarterback Zachary McAnally, number 20, Kyle McAnally, and looks like he's going to pick up good yardage on first down, Harlan. Pickup of about, looks like it's going to be about 6 on the play.
Yeah, and it looks like Kyle McAnally there, Jeremy, is the senior, the older brother, and Zach McAnally, I'm assuming brothers, cousins, something, is the younger of the two. And so we'll look forward to that connection all night long as the Webster Warriors try to get something started here. There's the snap. The handoff is to McNally. Tries to get up the middle. Not a whole lot of room there. Maybe lost 1 or 2.
I believe that was number 44, Roman Rodriguez, on the tackle. No gain on that play. It'll be a 3rd and a short 5 from the 34-yard line. And they're going to need to get to just right at – ball's inside the 34. They're going to need to get to the 38-yard line. This is the second play of this drive. We haven't seen them go to the air yet, but they are working from the shotgun. It's the McAnally brothers or the cousins in the backfield. McAnally is going to hand off again to the other McAnally, but this time they tried that play, the first down, made good yardage. This time, no good. Nowhere
to go that time for the Warriors. It's going to bring up 4th down quickly. And again, if you're a Warriors fan, that's a little disheartening for you. Probably if you're on the Warrior sideline, there's a little bit of a wind taken out of your sails there early on in the game, as it looks like they got the punting formation out there as it's 4th down, about 8 to go from the 30-yard line in their own territory.
And it looks like I think that's 55 going to punt it away, Derek Buggs. And you just get a feeling that Hayden Ford is he's just really close to breaking one. And we may see him break one for his first time tonight or before the night's over. He won't get a chance to return this one, and maybe the Warriors have done a little bit of scouting and knowing that Ford is definitely capable of doing that. And the last couple of weeks we've seen why the Warriors would punt away from him right there.
Certainly, we talked about it last week that Ford had some injury issues that he kind of has dealt with this season, but the last couple of games coming back and really putting some things together on the special teams side of the ball and as a receiver, as we've already seen here early on. Bulldogs have their second possession here. Took them 3 plays to score last time, Jeremy. What are we going to set the over-under at this time?
Well, I'm thinking they're going to go to the air on this first down play. They've got twins to the right, got another, that's Beats in motion, also coming to the right. Woodson flings it out to Beats, and Beats with a little juke and was able to get across the 45 to the 47-yard line. I tell you what, Harlan, it looked like Beats was going to throw that ball.
It did look like he had a little plan to throw it there. All of a sudden, the Warriors were in the backfield with him, but he makes somebody miss and really turns absolutely nothing into about a 4 or 5 yard gain there.
And looking in our chat room, Regina said that the pick and the sound is good for them. So if you are having trouble with the sound, you may have to reboot. You may have to close out anything else. You maybe have Facebook pulled up or something. Sometimes that all kind of works against itself, so you may have to do that. Here's a 2nd and 6 play. Trouble with the snap, but he's able to get it. Here's Lawrence Evett. Breaks to the outside, still on his feet as he crosses the 45 to about the 41-yard line, just outside the 41, be more than enough for a first down.
More than enough for a first down there, and Evett had a blocker in front of him. It looked like they were kind of playing chicken with one another. 2 Bulldogs there, and Evett kind of tosses his blocker out of the way and just makes his own path. But first down and 10 from the 41-yard line in Warrior territory. Bulldogs huddling up to talk this one over a little bit, and now they're coming to the line of scrimmage. They're going to be in that diamond set formation once again, Jeremy, and you never know what's going to happen out of this formation.
They could do a lot for sure as Woodson from the shotgun. Faked one way, faked the other. Now he rolls to the left, looking way downfield for Hayden Ford. Ford goes up and grabs it. Oh, and he loses the ball, but luckily for the Bulldogs, it fumbles out of bounds. A little bit too much air under that pass.
A little bit too much air. Ford does a great job to go up and get that one. Really thrown in between 2 defenders there, but we've seen Ford do that a couple times this season. But then a little scary at the end, too, where the ball flies out. So I think the Bulldogs kind of escaped from 2 separate bad plays within one play there.
Well, Ford was definitely open, but Woodson put a little bit too much air under it. Ford makes a great adjustment, goes up and gets it, and fortunately fumbles it out of bounds. And here are the Bulldogs. This is Hawkins on that fullback trap. Hawkins, he is going to score. Touchdown, Bulldogs, number 25. Devin Hawkins from 18 yards away. We saw that fullback trap a couple of times last week. We haven't really seen it a whole lot for the season, but right there it worked.
Right there it worked, and it was Hawkins. Basically his speed, just acceleration coming out of the backfield there that made that play happen and then gets into the end zone. We're used to seeing that play with Rodriguez, but again, with the Bulldog backfield, you just never know who's going to touch the ball. You've got so many weapons there, and I just can't imagine being a defensive coordinator trying to plan for that.
It'll be, I believe it's Gibson, Barnett exchange the snap, and it's an extra point attempt, and it looks like somebody might have lined up again. Well, this time it may be the Warriors. If you remember, Harlan, the first extra point attempt, it was 5 yards going against the Bulldogs, and I think they're going to wave the flag off.
It looked like Coach Conda was saying decline, decline, decline there. So not sure what exactly the call was, but the Bulldogs going to attempt this extra point here.
Barnett with the hold, and it will be rolling. And now we definitely are going to have a flag here. I'm not sure if it's going to be Wagoner or the Webster Warriors.
Now Now, Jeremy, I didn't ask, but do we have the same referees from a few weeks ago when
Surely not.
we saw
Surely not.
a few penalties, we'll say, and we got used to conferences for sure that evening, and early on, I'm feeling like it may kind of go in that direction. We'll see what happens, but the kick is up, and it's going to go through. Bulldogs on top, 14-0. Still 7:54 left to go in the first quarter, and Bulldogs up by 2 scores already.
So let's take a little positive spin on this. If you're a Warrior fan, it did take them more than 3 plays. I think this time it was maybe 6.
I think it was 6 plays there. A little bit of improvement from the defense, coaching them up on the sideline over there, Jeremy. I don't know. They don't look like they have a whole lot of energy. There's not a whole lot of energy really in the stadium tonight as Bulldogs fans getting what they expected, I think, and just not a whole lot of visiting fans over there on the other side.
Well, and when I was walking up here, came up a little late, and I was looking across our stands, and it was pretty thin out there on the Wagoner side as well. A little chilly tonight. Not for us, though. It feels pretty good up here in the press box.
Yeah, we're not used to having like what feels like air conditioning, and so we kind of got that tonight. And I'm not burning up in the pullover tonight, so that's good news. And I don't know why, but Jeremy's rocking the Dallas Cowboys hoodie, so I don't know what kind of omen that sets. But the Bulldogs have it teed up, and they're ready for another kickoff.
Back deep to receive is number 10 for the Warriors, Jalen Galonetti. It's number 18 on the return, and he's having trouble fielding it, and the Bulldogs have great coverage as he tries to make the best of it. Ryan Green, I believe, I was cheating off of our PA announcer here, Shelley Sperling, heard him call it because what we see here, they don't even have an 18 out on the field. So in any event, it's 1st and 10. The ball is at the 13 or the 14-yard line of the Warriors. 7:44 left in this first quarter. This if I could talk, this first quarter is sponsored by Smoking Sisters, Harlan, and they've been a sponsor of Friday Night Bulldogs all season long, and they're sponsoring this first quarter for us.
They have been a sponsor all season long, bringing you the action, and it's so good that it took Jeremy's breath away there for a minute, so go see them. They have great food, and there's another whistle on the field, so we'll get back to that in just a little bit. But Smoking Sisters Barbecue, thank you so much for your support, your sponsorship, and for everything you do, not only for Friday Night Bulldogs, but the Wagoner community.
Well, the Warriors took a time out there, so we were a little premature on our sponsors, but we do appreciate the Smoking Sisters and all of our sponsors the whole season long for Friday Night Bulldogs. As it sounds like the Wagoner High School band is playing YMCA. I'm going to put my mic out and let you guys give a little listen to that during this timeout. Well, I'm not sure how good they could hear that at home, how well they could hear that at home, but they are playing YMCA, Wagoner High School Marching Band. We appreciate the support they give the football team every single night. Here's McNally from the shotgun, hands off to the younger, and he's not going to go anywhere, Harlan.
Not going anywhere. And, Jeremy, I appreciate the Webster Warriors for making it easier on us this week. All we got to know is McNally hands to McNally. And I'm looking to see if there's any receivers here, and it looks like maybe we got another number 21 down here, running back linebacker, who's also McNally. So maybe we may not have to know any other names tonight.
There are 3 McAnellys on this roster, and I said he handed off to the younger. He actually handed to the elder. So the quarterback, Zachary McAnally, is a sophomore, and the tailback, Kyle McAnally, is a senior. So the younger from the shotgun, he's going to throw it this time, looking way downfield, and he's got an arm, he's got a man, and wow, he overthrew, he was standing flat-footed, and he just threw that ball 40, 50 yards in the air, and actually that receiver had a step on our defender.
Had a step there, Jeremy, and showing a flash that they've got a little bit of offense there. Don't know how much the receivers can do, but it looks like we may get a chance to find out. about that arm as the game progresses here. It's going to bring up a 3rd down and long, so probably going to see that arm come out again.
I'll tell you what, at least on that play, the Bulldogs at least need to be aware of that going ahead into this game. With an arm like that, you could think that they could get back in this game really quickly. As long as the defense holds for the Bulldogs, I don't think we have much to worry about. Here's McAnally. That's a draw to the Elder. And the ball's loose, and the Bulldogs have recovered just when he was actually pretty close to first down yardage. But somebody, I don't know who it was, but they put a hard hit on him. He's actually still down on the ground.
Yeah, he's still down on the ground, Jeremy. They're going to stop it, come out and take a look at him. But Bulldogs kind of got a good bounce off that. I mean, the ball comes out there, and all of a sudden, Bulldogs just jumping on it, knowing when it's going to be on the ground. You got to jump on it and try not to pick it up and run with it. You never know what's going to happen. But the Webster Warrior player down as the athletic trainer's taking a look at him there. We hope that it's not anything severe, Jeremy.
Well, I'm not sure if he got the wind knocked out of him or what. He's kind of rolling around like maybe that's what's gone on, but I'm not sure what exactly is the ailment. But I believe it's number 5, Jake Woodson, on the recovery of that Warrior fumble. And right now, if you're a Warrior fan, you've got to be saying, what in the world do we do? Because it's 1st and 10 for the Bulldogs. It's on the Warrior 24-yard line. They're already down by 2 scores, and we've got 6:44 left in the first quarter.
For sure, and if you hear a little bit of cheers, he is up. He is walking off the field on his own power, and so that's good to see. But for the Warriors, as Jeremy said, it's going to be tough for them here. The Bulldogs score their first time in 3 plays, second time in what we deemed as 6 plays, and I think that's pretty much right. But on each of those scores, I want to say it was a 15, 18-yard run there to put it in, and they're about at that yardage right now to start this 3rd drive.
Mouse Meat getting into our chat room. She said that she's 10 minutes late, and it's already 14-0. Well, that's pretty much the long and short of it, Anna, as the Bulldogs have just nonstop. That was actually the 2nd drive for the Warriors. The first one ended in 3 and outs. They had to punt it away. Now this one ends in a fumble, and now the Bulldogs have great field position. 1st and 10 on the Warrior 24-yard line. I formation. That's Freeth in motion as Woodson's up under center, and the Bulldogs got a little anxious on that one.
A little anxious, going to be a false start. Move them back 5 yards, and that's going to help out the Warriors a little bit. They're going to move back and try it again. Always interesting to see the receivers go in motion because, again, we've already talked about the backfield, Jeremy. You never know what's coming out from the running backs, but when the receivers go in motion, it just throws in a whole other element to it because they've been known to pitch it to the receivers, run a reverse, all sorts of different things. I think we've even seen a reverse pass this season. So there's all kinds of things the Bulldogs have up their sleeve.
This time it's going to be Evett from the Wildcat formation on a 1st and 15, and now we're going to have another flag. I think we took off a little early again.
So coaches certainly aren't going to be happy about this, Jeremy. I mean, I know on the scoreboard it's 14-0, but the coaches are coaching them up for the playoffs coming up here, and false starts are just unacceptable.
And you've got a 1st and 20 now. Had a still good field position, but now we're at the 34 instead of a 24 on a 1st and 20. And again, 14-0, you got to keep your focus, and right now we're seeing a lack of.
Got to keep your focus, Jeremy, and I was just going to mention, I don't know if I've ever heard W.L. Odom as quiet as it is right now. And there is a flag again, Jeremy. Going to be another false start against the Bulldogs. That's 3 in a row. And I tell you what, the Warriors playing some good defense here.
Yes, they are. It looks like they're white and blue from here, but right now the white and black are helping them out too. Actually, it's the red and black that are helping them out, as the Bulldogs are clearly a false start, and that'll be a 1st and 25 now for the Bulldogs.
1st and 25, and I want to call it ugly football, but it hasn't been that because we haven't seen any football. And they did it again, Jeremy. He definitely moved there. Another false start. That's 4 in a row. And again, the Webster Warriors playing some solid defense. I mean, if they can keep this up somehow, some way, Bulldogs going to take a timeout here. That's a good timeout. They got to talk this over because something's not right on that offensive line.
Well, I'll tell you what, you're right that the Warrior defense may be coming up with the first points of the game, because a few more like that, we're going to be looking at a safety.
I'm telling you, they're moving in the wrong direction if you're a Bulldogs fan out there. And part of what I do every day, Jeremy, is I teach sport management classes, and one of those is called Psychology of Human Behavior in Sports. So I don't know if the Warriors are on the other side of that line doing some psychological, type stuff to get the Bulldogs off their game, but we haven't seen many false starts from the Bulldogs really all season. And all of a sudden here, we got 4 in a row.
And you know that maybe the headline of the game is, we kind of mentioned that maybe we had the same the referees that we had a couple of games ago. I'm beginning to think somehow they slid back in, maybe changed their names or something. But right now, we have had, that's the 4th flag, and now I think it's probably we had 2 flags on an extra point attempt, 2 more flags on it. We're up to at least 10.
That's for sure. There's been several, and I know, like we said a few weeks ago, it felt like they were going for the record for flags and conferences. I can't say we haven't seen many conferences tonight.
It's first down and prior. We'll say first down of Vanitas. We'll play them next week, because right now we got to go a long way. And here is Freeth on the end around. Freeth, and he is able to get a little bit of that penalty yardage back as he gets to the 34-yard line. He's going to pick up 10. So how do you pick up 10 yards and still be 2nd and 20?
Well, that happens when you get 4 straight false start penalties. And so going to be 2nd down and still from Veneta. Well, we're like halfway closer to Wagoner now. Now let's call it prior. And the clock's moving here. Be about 6 minutes to go in the first quarter when the snap hits. 2nd down and long to go.
Woodson up under center. That's Beats in motion. Here's Evatt. Evatt trying to bounce it to the outside. Evatt at the 30 makes the inside cut. And now he is back to the original line of scrimmage after another 10-yard gain.
Another 10-yard gain. And so, on first down, they averaged about negative 15 yards there. But on 2nd down and 3rd down, they're averaging 10 yards and going forward. So that brings up 3rd and 10. And you would think that may bode well for the Bulldogs now. Yes, it's 3rd and long, but they've shown they can gain that very easily tonight.
So we're back to the original line of scrimmage on a 3rd and 10 play from the 24. It's going to be Woodson from the shotgun. He's got Evatt in the backfield. Woodson rolls to his left. He's looking left. Now he's just scrambling right now, not sure what's going on. Now he throws it. He just throws it away. Harlan, it really didn't even look like he was looking for a receiver to begin with.
Looked like he thought about running that on his own, as Jeremy said, and then kind of acting like he's going to throw it to try to make some space for himself, but really didn't have anybody downfield and just throws it away, which is a good play. You don't want to take the sack there, but it does bring up 4th and 10, and the ball is on the Bulldog 24-yard line.
Harlan, I was just about to say I'd kind of like to see Roland kick a field goal attempt here. That's exactly what they're going to do. Why not?
We're going to see it. It is going to be a 41-yard attempt here, and Jeremy, he's got the leg, and he's been good enough all year.
Yeah, he'll have the distance guaranteed. Let's see if he's got the accuracy. The kick is up, and it is no good. He actually got a little underneath, a little too much underneath, got a little too much air in it, and actually had the accuracy, but not the distance.
Had the accuracy, not the distance, but, at the end of that play there, it's 14-0, 4:58 to go in the first quarter. You like to see him get the opportunity. I mean, as Bulldogs fans, we never want to see just a field goal. We always want to see the touchdown. But you never know when that special teams is going to be needed in the playoffs, and he hasn't had much opportunity to kick the field goal this year. So it's good to see what he can do.
Harlan, that may actually be the first field goal attempt that Roland has had all season long. So I like that play call. 4th and 10 from the 24. So it was about a 41-yard field goal attempt for Roland. Just comes up short. Here's McAnally. McAnally throws in and out of the hands and then almost into the hands of the Bulldog. Look like I believe that's number 3, A.J. Freeth.
Yeah, and actually before Freeth got his hands on it, before it went through the hands of the Warrior player, another Bulldog player was able almost to come up with that one as well. So sort of sketchy pass there, but for the Warriors, the ball is incomplete, brings up 2nd and 10, and they'll be back at the line of scrimmage here
good to see McAnally, the elder, in the backfield after being shaken up. Here's McAnally, the younger. It's a draw play to the elder, and he's able to get about 1 yard, and that's about it. As it looks like when it first starts to develop that it looks like that he can go for a few, and it just closes in very quickly.
Yeah, the Bulldogs defense is showing their team speed really tonight. They've got the read option kind of stuff going on. Just not a whole lot of room once he actually gets the ball. I don't know if there's just not that burst that's there for the Warriors, or if it really is the Bulldogs just getting there more quickly. And I think maybe it's a little bit of both.
Here's a 3rd and 10 play. McAnally in the shotgun from the 20-yard line. They need to be careful here as McAnally is going to throw. He rolls to his left. Now he goes way downfield. He's got a receiver, and oh my goodness!
Oh, he dropped it, Jeremy.
Number 24, Tyreek Shaw, had it in his hands and just couldn't haul it in.
And he was over there pounding the turf over there because he dropped that one. I mean, McAnally put it right in his hands. He had a couple steps on the Bulldogs receiver there, and I thought he caught it, and all of a sudden the ball's on the turf. And so the Bulldog defense dodges one that time. It's going to bring up 4th down, most likely a punt. And for the Warriors, that's gut-wrenching right there.
I'm telling you, number 4, Zach McAnally, is just a sophomore. Maybe the Warriors are looking ahead to the future. I mean, he's standing flat-footed again and heaves that thing for at least 50 yards.
Yeah, Jeremy, not only was he flat-footed, but he stopped running and just tossed it 50 yards and put it right on the money.
Oh, now we're going to have a penalty flag as the Bulldogs trying to block the punt, and we're either going to have running into the kicker. We've got a personal foul.
Roughing the kicker, Jeremy.
Wow.
It's going to be an automatic 1st down for the Warriors, and maybe the best thing that could have happened for the Warriors that time around is the Bulldogs trying to get in there and make something happen on the special team side, not able to stop himself once the ball went over his head, runs into the kicker, but not just running into the kicker, roughing the kicker, which is 15 yards, automatic 1st down.
Big difference, as running in the kicker is a 5-yard penalty, and they need 10, so that wouldn't have done anything. But the personal foul's at 15. That gives them the 1st down. I was watching Hawkins down there, and he was pleading with the ref, and I tend to agree with him that he was shoved in to the punter. When he went up in the air, the blocker shoved him into the punter. I'm not sure if I'd have called the roughing, but it was definitely running into the kicker either way. So that's going to give the Warriors a 1st and 10 now on the 35-yard line.
And Jeremy, maybe that's the break, or at least one of the breaks that the Warriors are looking for, and maybe McAnally can get back there and show off his arm strength some more. He's going to take the snap, hand off to the older McAnally, tries to get to the left, has a little bit of room. He's still on his feet, finally pushed out of bounds by the Bulldogs. He's going to gain about 4 on that run, 2nd down and 6 to come up.
And again, McAnally, it looks like he's going to maybe break one or at least get into the secondary, but the Bulldog corners are closing in fast. And again, if you're looking for something on the Warrior offensive side, you may want to exploit that, Harlan, as if the corners come up too quick, you just get a little halfback pass go on.
Yeah, for sure. Sometimes you just want to take advantage on the offensive side of the speed of the defense. So we'll see if the Warriors are able to do that. Before they're able to take this snap, here comes another flag, and so we'll see what it is. It is going to be a false start against the Warriors this time. I believe that's their first false start penalty of the game, but we definitely know what that signal means.
Well, and if you're struggling offensively, this just kills any momentum that you could have had, and at least with the 15-yard penalty, they had somewhat of a momentum.
Well, definitely they get the momentum after the roughing the kicker call, able to get the 1st and 10 up to the 35-yard line, and that may be the most yards that they gained at one time. But unfortunately, they back up 5. It's going to be 2nd down and 11 now from the 34. There's the snap. He's looking to pass. He's being pressured. A couple Bulldogs miss. He's running around trying to get away from him, still on his feet. Here comes some more Bulldogs. He gets back to the line of scrimmage. Gains about 3, actually, maybe 2 on the play. But a good job by McAnally to really avoid all of that pressure and finally make at least something happen there.
I think that was Cantrell, and I believe it was either Marshall
or I believe also might have been number 67, P.J. Hubbard. They collided there, and McAnally was able to get out of that and make some positive yardage on a busted play. So it's a third, we're going to call it 3rd and 8 from the 37-yard line for the Warriors, and we may see we may see McAnally's arm strength again.
Yeah, 3rd down and about 7 to go here, and it's going to be a timeout for the Warriors before that play gets underway. And Jeremy, let's kick it back over to our sponsor of the first quarter, Smoking Sisters Barbecue. Actually, I didn't go there today, but I was kind of craving it a little bit, so there may be a trip tomorrow for my family.
Well, we had I attend First Baptist Church here in town. Well, we both do. We had a dinner for our widows and widowers on Saturday, and Smoking Sisters smoked some chicken for us, and that was the meal that we had, smoked chicken, and it was not cucumber, but why can I not think of it? It was a casserole, okay? Squash casserole, there we go.
Can't go wrong with squash casserole.
Well, for me, you can. I'm not a fan of the squash casserole, but I did eat my green beans. They were good, and that smoked chicken was good. Again, the Smoking Sisters provided that for our dinner that we had. But we appreciate their support at Friday Night Bulldogs as we are back to the action on a 3rd and 8 play. Ball at the 37-yard line. 2:08 left in this first quarter. McAnally from the shotgun. He's going to throw, looking left, throws left, and the ball falls well short of his intended receiver, number 24, Tyreek Shaw. And right there, at least, Harlan, the arm strength we did not see.
Yeah, he didn't launch that one as we've seen him do a couple of times. He's going to bring up a 4th down and 8. We'll see if the Bulldogs even send anybody to come after this one, as they had a little bit of trouble with the roughing the kicker call last time. And they're going to send forward back deep are the Bulldogs, as once again we've talked about him the last couple weeks, getting some things started on the special team side of things, and we'll see what he can do here.
I'll tell you, if he gets a chance, I'm looking at him going to the house with it. He won't get a chance on this one, though.
The kick is high, hits off a Warrior player, and it'll be down, probably should be down where it hit the Warrior player, I believe, but I didn't see the referees throw out anything. And
they spotted. That's where they spotted Harlan, from where they covered up the ball. It did hit a Warrior at about the 41 or so. It bounces back to the 48. And right now, if you're a Warrior fan, it's just nothing going your way.
Not a whole lot. Only that roughing the kicker call really went their way. And other than that, it's either been the Bulldog defense flexing their muscle some more, or a receiver dropping a great pass. And that really hurt the Warriors, as the Bulldogs have it at the line of scrimmage now.
It's going to be Evatt from the Wildcat. Here's KJ Lee coming near side, and Evatt's going to go straight up the middle, across midfield, into the 46-yard line. And a little extracurricular activity going on down there. Not sure what exactly happened, but Evatt gets to the Warrior 46-yard line. He's going to pick up about 6 on the play. We're going to call it a 2nd and 4 as we are in the waning minutes of the first quarter, 1:20 and counting. Wagoner Bulldogs 14, Webster Warriors 0. Ball spotted at the 46 as the play call comes in. Warriors really need defense to make something happen here, as the Bulldogs have really just been doing anything they've wanted to. Woodson from the shotgun, and he fakes one way. It's now Evatt the other way. Evatt into the secondary. He's gone. 15, 20, 10, 5, and in for the score. Touchdown, Bulldogs. You know, Harlan, I've been kind of thinking the last couple of weeks, I haven't really been doing it justice, because it's still exciting for the Bulldogs to score, and it's still exciting for when Evatt breaks out into the open. And I've just been doing a disservice to our Friday Night Bulldog fans at home. I tried to jump in there late because I started to do the disservice again. Once Evatt is into the secondary, it's just there's just not a whole lot that's going to go on as far as somebody else involved.
Certainly, there's not a whole lot you could say as we talked about this. Seems like week in and week out that once Evan gets out in the open, he's gone. And so instead of taking away from our Friday Night Bulldogs fans, Jeremy, I think that we leave it in their hands to let them think what they will about that. Let them just sort of soak it all in and bask in the glory that is usually a long run from Lawrence Evan at least one time per game.
Yeah, well, I like that. I like that analysis as we have our third announcer coming in, our guest announcer tonight, Jamie Powell from Wagoner, Oklahoma. He is a 98 grad of Wagoner High School and also is our men in uniform in the Wagoner PD. Jamie, I know you just got here, but as you can see, 21-0 for Wagoner over the Warriors. And I guess we're so excited about the Evatt run that I guess we went for 2 there because the scoreboard says 22.
Yeah, that's what it looks like, 22-0. I was trying to listen to it on the way up here from Tulsa. And I was it looked like it's 22-0. I was trying to listen to it on the way up here from Wagoner. When the last I knew it was 14-0. And get here, look, 47 seconds left. We're up 22-0.
And Jamie, we're still in the first quarter. It's just not looking well if you're a Webster Warrior fan.
I know it doesn't. It doesn't. I figured that they'd give us a better match. Look like they got a little bit of speed.
They do have, and we've seen a little bit of evidence of that as Roland kicks it off. It's going to be Tyreek that has a little trouble with the ball and now just smartly just falls on it. Number 24 is Tyreek Shaw. And, I was talking with somebody before the game even started, my coach of under 14 girls soccer team. We had a short practice tonight. I was talking with somebody after that practice on our way over here. I was thinking 35-0 by halftime, and that's what I told them, and we're well on our way to do that plus.
Yeah, it could be 50-0 at halftime by the time halftime comes.
Warrior ball, 1st and 10 from the 20-yard line. It looks like we're having a little trouble with our sound. We'll try to get that taken care of as the Warriors, Harlan, just, shown a few sparks every now and then, but for the most part, that's not exactly what just happened, a 2-yard loss.
Yeah, we've seen some glimpses here, but Jeremy, the story's on the scoreboard, 22-0, and the first quarter not quite over with yet. And so Warriors still looking to get some sort of momentum developed here. And again, it's just tough when you got the Bulldogs who are flexing their muscle on the defensive side and showing what they have on the offensive side.
It's going to be a second. We're going to call it a long 11 for the Warriors as the ball is just inside the 19-yard line. McAnally from the shotgun. He's got the elder McAnally, and that is the end of the first quarter with the score, the Wagoner Bulldogs 22, the Webster Warriors 0. That first quarter brought to you by Smokin' Sisters. And Jamie, I know you've been down to get some barbecue from Smokin' Sisters.
Oh yeah, I have, and it's pretty good barbecue too.
They do have some great barbecue down there. Go visit them. Tell them the Friday Night Bulldogs sent you. And tomorrow, I'm sure they've got the smoker going already. Maybe got the smoker going on tonight for the Meats and More. So right there on Highway 69 inside the Meats and More building, go by and see Smokin' Sisters. Tell them that Friday Night Bulldogs sent you.
They really did a great job there. Once again, thanks to all of our sponsors for sponsoring Friday Night Bulldogs. And while we have a little bit of time, since it is officially quarter number 2, let's go ahead and thank Daylight Donuts for sponsoring the second quarter of Friday Night Bulldogs. It is the morning stop here in Wagoner. Get the donuts and the OJ over at Daylight Donuts.
Oh yeah, they pretty good donuts, and also they just now found out they started selling sausage, egg, and biscuit with cheese.
We're going to just be able to go and get you a full course breakfast meal there at Daylight Donuts right there on McQuarrie as you're going out of town towards Tahquah or OK. we appreciate the support of Daylight Donuts. Matter of fact, during our Thursday professional development for our teachers, dropped by and got an assortment of donuts and sausage rolls as we met to have a little professional development before school got kicked off there on Thursday. So Daylight Donuts, I think you're right, Harlan. It's kind of the morning stop for Wagoner proper.
For sure, it's not a morning until you get your Daylight Donuts. All right, you got to wake up with the Daylight Donuts. The Warriors have the snap here. McAnally rolls out, throws it up. He's got a receiver. It bounces off his hands as there's a Bulldog defender right there with him. Looked like Jeremy,
number 21.
If I'm correct, that was intended for number 2, Jaquan Snipes, the 5'10 junior receiver. And on the other side for the Bulldogs, it was Chris Murray, 21, playing some good defense there.
Yeah, and, number 21, Chris Murray, he is a freshman.
He is a freshman. I don't know if he started tonight, but he's definitely getting playing time early in this game. He is the true freshman, Chris Murray. And Stites had a play on the ball, and Murray able to jar it loose.
And really another situation where we saw another long and solid pass from McAnally on the Warrior side. And he's going to have him back to the line of scrimmage now as it brings up a 3rd down, 11 to go. There's the snap, and he hands it off up the middle. There's a little bit of room. And, Jeremy, that ball come out there?
Yeah,
the
it
ball
came
out.
I think the Bulldogs might have gotten it. Jamie Powell, he's facing that way, and there is the signal, Wagoner Bulldog ball.
What, they got the ball on the 20-yard line?
Yeah, just inside the 20-yard line. I think they're going to spot it at the 19, and things are just getting nasty right now if you're a Warrior fan.
Yeah, even worse for the Warriors here, as I believe that's their 2nd turnover. And the Bulldogs have it in Warrior territory for the 2nd time. I think last time, on the last turnover, Bulldogs took over on the 24-yard line in Warrior territory. This time, even a little bit closer. And again, just another shot that the Warriors not able to get a whole lot going on offensively.
1st and 10 for the Bulldogs. The ball is at the 19-yard line. It's going to be Woodson from the shotgun. He's got Evan and Hawkins in the backfield. That's Beats in motion. And this is Woodson still looking down middle field and got a man in the back of the end zone, and it's score. Touchdown, Bulldogs. A little bit of a tiptoe balancing act for Ford, the senior flanker. And Jamie, it looked like he was going to go out of bounds. It almost looked like Woodson was throwing it away.
Yeah, I thought he may have got a little bit of trouble. I thought he was just trying to throw it out of the end zone. But next thing you know, you see Hayden Ford coming there with a nice catch.
Big time catch that time from Woodson Duford. Haven't seen a whole lot of that this season. Mostly the Bulldogs featuring the running game most of the time. But this time you get to see Ford coming up with a big catch. And generally we talked about him all night long. Kind of been getting things going in the last couple games.
Yeah, he really has. And he did a great trapeze artist act there in the back of the end zone to stay in bounds and make that score. And now we're back to the penalties on the extra point attempt. Jamie, I know you hadn't made it yet, but we've really been struggling on our extra point attempt, although this time it's going to go against the Warriors.
Yeah, on the way back here, listening to it on the radio, it seemed like that we had 4 false starts at one time, and they announced on the radio that we was 1st and 30 at one time.
Yeah, it was that. This time it was on the Warriors. And now we've got an extra point block. I'm not sure what exactly happened there, but I know Roland is not going to be happy because that's the first extra point that he's missed all year.
Yeah, that extra point's blocked that time, and Coach Condit was quick to get onto the field with his arms wide open going, what just happened? What's going on? We're certainly not used to seeing that on the Bulldogs sideline, and Roland certainly can't be happy about that. As Jeremy said, he is perfect on the season, or at least was.
Jamie, you can't. I mean, he didn't have any. There was no chance at all that he was even going to get that up in the air, let alone get it off the tee.
No, it didn't. Look like Coach Connor's out there trying to talk to the referee about that. Believe he might have jumped off or something's going on.
Yeah, Coach Condit was pretty fired up about that one. I thought maybe he was going out there to talk to the offensive line that time, but he was definitely after the referee a little bit. Pretty subdued, though, compared to how we've seen him before, I will say.
Yeah. There's times where, you know, he gets a little bit excited.
Well, I tell you, the Warrior defensive lineman almost beat the snap back to the holder. And, again, Rowland didn't have a chance at all to get that extra point off. You hate to see his first miss go down like that. But, nevertheless, the score is still Wagoner Bulldogs 28, the Webster Warriors 0. We're just 30 seconds inside the second quarter as Rowland has teed it up, and he's ready to kick it away. Kicks it deep, a line drive down the middle, going to be fielded at about the 12-yard line. This is going to be number 18, and he is tackled quickly at the line. And I believe that's number 15, Chris Sherrock. Sherrock down quickly to make that stop, and the Warriors have the ball. It'll be 1st and 10 on the 18-yard line. And, Jamie, what do? Down 28-0. You're just starting the second quarter.
You just go out and just give it all you got and wish that something could happen. But as far as Wagoner, we can't give up and give up easy plays or whatever because they can sneak up on us real quick.
Yeah, there's two ways to look at this, Harlan. You look at the Warriors and what they, you know, do you take chances to try to get into this game, or you just grind it out and maybe hope something good happens as McAnally on the end around and he's tackled right at the line of scrimmage? Or on the other side of that, Harlan, you look from the Bulldogs standpoint, you're up by 28 early in the second quarter. You can't lose focus.
Certainly can't lose focus because for the Bulldogs, you've got a playoff run to be thinking about and to continue momentum and to continue keeping things rolling. We've already seen, as we talked about, 4 false starts in a row. You just can't have that as you're preparing for those types of things. On the other side for Webster, there's still pride on the line. These boys still enjoy the game and they love what they do. And here's the snap here as he hands it off up the middle. Not a whole lot of room as the Bulldogs bring him down quickly. But like I was saying, the Webster Warriors playing for pride out there. If nothing else, there's always that to play for.
Yeah, one thing about it, Wagner's defense is a little stingy tonight.
They are at a 3rd and 9 now from the Warrior 19-yard line. We're just almost at the 10-minute mark in this second quarter. McAnally from the shotgun, and we looked at Mousemeat. Mousemeat mentioned the arm strength, and unfortunately, right there, we saw the arm get hit before he was able to make that pass, and the Warriors 3 and out.
3 and out there. That pass intended for Jaquan Stites. It looked like maybe his arm got hit as he was trying to make that pass and hits at the feet of Stites, not able to get anything going. 4th down, and they'll bring out the punting unit one more time.
Jeremy, did I hear you say McAnally twice? We got brother combination going on?
We actually got 3 McAnallys down there. We got the quarterback, we've got a tailback, and we have yet to Derek McAnally. We have yet to call his name yet, but all 3 of them are out there. And here is the punt, and Ford is not going to get an opportunity to return this one either, but he's going to try to. And a little bit dangerous there, Jamie Powell, as it was taking a bounce. You had a couple of Warriors right there on the ball. Ford trying to make a play happen.
Yeah, you would think that he would just back up and let it just roll and not try to lose a ball on that.
It's always scary when they're trying to pick that football up when it's bouncing around like that. You never know if it's going to hit the hands and bounce off, and all of a sudden the Warriors get something going, as that's what they're looking for. They're looking for that one play that can spark something to happen. Unfortunately for the Warriors, positively for the Bulldogs, it didn't happen there, and the Bulldogs have it 1st and 10.
1st and 10 from their own 45-yard line. At 9:43 left in this second quarter. That's Rodriguez in motion. They'll go that way to the left. Lawrence Evett with a little stutter step, and now the Warrior defense able to swarm him in on the backfield. He's actually going to lose a yard, at least a yard. They're going to spot it at the 40. They're having trouble where they're going to spot it. Right between 43 and 44-yard line. So we'll say it's a loss of 1. Hopefully everything is going well for you at home. Appreciate all the Friday Night Bulldog fans at home that support us every week. And we we appreciate the support of our second quarter sponsor, Daylight Donuts. We'll come back to Daylight Donuts just as soon as this second down play is over. 2nd and 11, just ball outside the 43-yard line. Here's Woodson on a fake, rolls to his right, got a man in the flat. That's Hawkins. Hawkins makes the catch, now spins, and good coverage by the Warriors as Hawkins was trying to make a little bit more yak yardage, and the Warriors able to make the stop right after he makes the catch.
It was a pretty good catch by him to be able to catch it right at the ankles or whatever and be able to still pick up a few yards.
Yeah, he put a nice little move on there, making the catch and then having the awareness to throw the spin move on. We're going to go with it. He got 5 yards here in the press box, brings up 3rd down, about 6 to go on this one.
Ball just outside the 48 as Woodson will be in the shotgun with that diamond offensive backfield. That's Rodriguez and Hawkins up front. Evan in the back. Rodriguez gets the call. Shakes one tackler and can't shake that second tackler as there more Warriors come up to make the stop. He's actually, Jamie, he's going to lose 2 on that play back to the 46-yard line. And either Wagoner offense sputtered a little bit or maybe the Warrior defense stepped up.
Yeah, I believe that you wouldn't give credit to the Warrior defense where they stepped up and shut them down.
Got a player shaking up on the field, on the far side of the field, Harlan. Not sure what exactly happened because that was well after the play was over.
Yeah, well after the play was over, and they kind of coach him up that even if you're cramping or something like that, just go down. We'll take care of it on the field. We don't want to risk anything happening. I'm not sure what that is there. It doesn't look like cramping going on, and it's only the second quarter. Again, we hope that everything's going okay with him. They're taking a look at him now. And on that last play, it was number 52 for the Warriors. Eric Wells came in, and I thought he was going to bring Roman Rodriguez down for like a 3-yard loss, and Rodriguez able to just basically shake him off there.
Yeah, he was able to shake him off and pick up a few more yards. And then next thing you know, you had a game tackle. The whole team was basically on him at that time.
Yeah, I got a lot of support from the Warrior defense after that second man able to slow him down. That's number 52 for the Warriors. Eric Wells shaken up on that play. Looks like he's holding his wrist as he walks off the field. So hopefully he's okay. It'll be 4th and 9 for the Bulldogs. The ball at the 46. Harlan, are you looking at punting it away, or you're up by 28 in the second quarter?
Well, I think I personally would go with the punt. Not sure if that's what's going to happen here. Doesn't look like it, as they're going to go out in that diamond set formation. 4th down and about 8 to go here.
Woodson up under center, and he looks like he draws him offsides. Nice hard count by Jake Woodson, the quarterback, and he is able to draw the Warriors offside. That'll give him a 5-yard penalty. Now a little bit more manageable 4th down as they get to the 49-yard line, and maybe now you're looking at going for it. And, of course, the Bulldogs are going for it on 4th and 9. Guarantee you they're going on 4th and 4.
4th and 4, yeah, look like they're going to go back out, and maybe they come back out in the diamond set again.
Yeah, and maybe they go back with the hard count again because they got them the first time. But if not, again, in that diamond set, you never know what's coming out of it. You never know where it's going to go. They could fake it to 2 people and toss it over the top, or they could do a reverse. There's all kinds of different things that come out of it.
Yeah. Woodson from the shotgun. Here's a fake one way, and here's Lawrence Evett.
Flag down on the play, Jeremy.
I think that one's going to come back as Evett gets across the 45. Would be the 1st and 10, but I believe it's going to come back on an illegal procedure call.
Wait to see how the referees sort this one out as they're going to get together this time and talk about it. And no, they're going to wave that flag off now, and it's going to be 1st down and 10 for the Wagoner Bulldogs, picking up that 4th down and keeping the ball on the offensive side this time around.
Needed 4 yards, I believe. I think he got 6. Ball is spotted at the 43-yard line of the Warriors. And, Jamie, it looked like the Warriors were going to make a defensive stand, and now Bulldogs with the 1st and 10.
Yeah, Bulldogs fought hard to that. They stayed from jumping off sides, a false start, and able to pick up 6 yards.
A 1st and 10 play from the Warrior 43. Woodson from the shotgun. There's 4 receivers to his left, and he's looking left, looking for Lawrence Evett. Now Woodson going to keep it himself and doing a little bit of running, somewhat of, not sure what exactly that was, Harlan.
A little skip to my Lou, my darling, a little bit.
Yeah.
Gets out to the sideline, but a great fake to Evett by Woodson to really just completely freeze the defense for a minute and gave them the chance to at least squirt out to the right. And then, like we said, I don't know, maybe they need some dancing lessons at old WHS because I'm not sure what that was.
I don't know. Look like he's trying to stiff arm and kind of look like Johnny Manziel out there.
Well, I think the number is right. Well, maybe not. I can't remember. Manziel, is he 7? I don't know.
He's either
5.
7, 5, or 4.
Okay.
One of them 3.
In any event, Woodson gets 5 on that play. Here's a pitch out to Lawrence Evett. Evett is down the sidelines. Wow. You know, I mean, he didn't even get full speed. There were all kinds of people around him. Unfortunately for the Warriors, there was all kinds of red around him.
Yeah, he had plenty of blockers, and all he had to do was just follow right behind the blockers.
I hope you guys were able to get a good glimpse of that at home because, again, Harlan Lawrence really, I mean, he was probably a quarter speed and really didn't have to kick in anything as there was a way, I mean, it parted like the Red Sea.
Yeah, well, he was just showing his patience as a runner. Here's the swinging gate. The Bulldogs go for 2, and it's good. And the 2-point conversion works.
Looked like we got a flag on the play.
There's a flag on the play, illegal procedure. Double motion, Jeremy Holmes with the call there. And the Bulldogs going to have to try this one again. It's going to come back. But Evett, going back to the run, really showed his patience that time, waited for the blockers to kind of be around him, and you really had a host of Bulldogs there. And all of a sudden, as Jeremy said, the seas parted and touchdown Lawrence Evett. And we talked about how to make that call earlier. Do we say something? Do we not say something? We're so used to it up here. That time, once the seas parted, there was no time to really say anything.
No, it wasn't. He's quick like lightning.
So we're going to do this extra point attempt one more time. Bulldogs again in the swinging gate. Looks like they might go for 2. They do. There's a snap to Ford. Ford going into the end zone, puts his shoulder down, and he's in.
He's in for the 2-point conversion.
I take that back. That was number 3, A.J. Freeth. And again, talking about patience, Freeth takes the snap and just waiting for some blocks to develop. Finally, Harlan, he just put his shoulder down and bulled his way in.
Put his shoulder down, bulled his way in, and there was a Warrior player who was a little shaken up, slow to get up there. I believe it was number 55, Derek Buggs, and some good sportsmanship from the Bulldogs, making sure he was okay as he was getting up to run back over to the Warrior sideline. You like to see that when it's a score like this, you like to see the sportsmanship come out on both sides of the field.
Yes, you do. Good sportsmanship from both sides. Even though Wagoner is leading 36-0, it's good to see they still have good sportsmanship about it.
Well, you know, I said something about at the beginning at my girls' U14 soccer practice. I told somebody 35-0 by halftime. Well, it's 36-0 halfway through the second quarter. So didn't really foresee that as the comments rolling into our chat room said the best picture of the year. Saw that touchdown run by Evett. So we appreciate the Wagoner High School Mass Communications class helping us put on Friday Night Bulldogs. Said they had a great picture of that Evett run for a touchdown. Tanner Rowland on the ensuing kickoff, and he's going to kick off back to, I believe that is, I can't remember his name. This is going to be number 18 on the return, and he is leveled at the 14-yard line.
By number 20 for Wagoner.
Davian Fasan.
I tell you what, Jeremy, the fans at home may have been able to hear that hit through the microphones. It was a big-time hit. And if you couldn't hear the hit, you heard the collective woo,
yeah,
from the Bulldog crowd. And I think maybe from the Webster crowd as well. That was a big-time hit.
That was a good hit by Mr. Thavian Faison. It's good to see him out here this year.
1st and 10 for the Warriors. The ball is at the 16-yard line. 6:42 left in this second quarter. Again, our second quarter sponsor, Daylight Donuts. We appreciate the support they give Friday Night Bulldogs. The breakfast stop of Wagnerites across the Wagoner County, I think. 1st and 10 for the Warriors. Ball at the 16-yard line. McNelly from the shotgun, hands off to the elder McNelly, and he is able to squirt through across to the
like 19-yard line. They're going to bring it back to about the 17.
I guess maybe his knee went down before he got that last lunge, because, Jamie, I was with you. I thought they were going to spot it at the 19.
Yeah, because I thought that maybe he had jumped forward a little bit.
In any event, at least they did get positive yardage. We'll give him 2 on that play. 2nd and a long 8 for the Warriors. McNally from the shotgun. The younger. Going to look to pass this time. Rolls to his right. Looking way downfield. Got a man again. And over his outstretched hands, number 2, Jaquan Stites. Harlan. McNally just has an arm like you can't believe, but he can't get anybody to catch it on the other end.
Well, I tell you what, Stites really did a poor job stopping his route there and trying to kind of cut off the Bulldog player, but the ball was on the money. If he just kept running, he had a shot at it. I'm not saying he was going to catch it because there was pretty good coverage there, but McNally, once again, puts it in a good spot for his receiver to try to make that catch.
You know, he keeps throwing the ball like that and nobody's catching it. It could get the quarterback down and not want to throw it anymore.
Right now, that's really been their only offensive production is the McNallys, either from a run or a pass. Here's another pass, his screenplay, and it's set up nicely as McNally down the sidelines looking for first down yardage. And that was a nice play call, Harlan.
That was a nice play call there as the Bulldogs, you probably saw their defensive eyes light up right there a little bit as they had what seemed like a free shot at the quarterback, and then all of a sudden he dumps it off and he's got some room. Going to be close here, but they call it 4th down here, 4th and short. I thought it was a little closer than what they have it marked as, but we'll go with what's on the field here. You're going to bring up a big 4th down, and you got to think 36-0, second quarter, you might as well go for it, Jeremy.
Yeah, and they're going to do exactly that as the ball is at the 25-yard line. 4th and 1 for the Warriors.
They're going to go for it.
McNally, yes, they are, from the shotgun, and just as Woodson did for Wagoner, McNally does for Warriors and draws the Bulldogs off sides.
That's what I was just about to say, Jeremy. They took a play call out of the Bulldog playbook there, and Bulldogs jump off sides. First down and 10 for the Warriors. And again, just another incidence where the penalty yardage has been the biggest offense so far, or the biggest defense, however you look at it, for the Warriors tonight.
Well, Jamie, they've gotten at least 2 first downs via penalty, and I believe that might be the 3rd first down via penalty.
I would hate to be in the locker room at halftime.
Here's McNally. McNally puts his shoulder down, gets across the 35 to about the 38-yard line. A nice piece of running by McNally, and Harlan, all of a sudden, the Warriors were deep in their own territory, now putting together a nice little drive.
That's nice to see this happen, too. McNally's, he's not quitting. He's running hard. He's putting that head down, trying to break some tackles, make some things happen. And certainly it's not just him. The offensive line has to make that push, and they're down 36-0 here. But it's nice to see the no quit from the Webster Warriors. 2nd
and 2, play ball at the 38. McNally from the shotgun, hands off to the elder. And again, good hard running by McNally as Jamie, he gets almost just shy of the 45-yard line.
I mean, yes, he just shy of the 45-yard line, but it looked like he picked up another first down for the Warriors.
He did indeed. 1st and 10 for the Warriors. Ball just inside the 45. 4 minutes, we're almost to the 4-minute mark in this second quarter. And again, the Warriors on the move. By far, Harlan, their best drive of the night.
Definitely the best drive of the night, and they've got something going, able to move the chains, I think, a couple times on this drive so far. And that's definitely something they've struggled to do here as McNally has them back in the shotgun formation, takes the snap, hands it off to the other McNally, brother or cousin or whatever, and he gains a few yards, brought down after about an 8-yard gain that time. It'll bring up 2nd down and a short 2.
I think that was Freeth and maybe Medlin on the tackle. McNally a little slow to get up as he was cut at about the 50 and then fell forward. But, Jamie, before he hit the ground, I think it was Medlin that came in and finished him off.
Well, Medlin, as a sophomore, he's playing pretty good this year. Big hits. Sometimes you see him at quarterback, running back, whatever. He's an all-around player.
McNally picked up 8 on that play. Well, we'll give him about 7. We'll call it a 2nd and a short 3. And there's a great defensive play by Fasan for the Bulldogs as McNally went backwards.
He went back on that time. Number 20 against number 20 at that time. It looked like Wagner's number 20 won that battle.
That's a loss of 6 on that play, Harlan. Now we're back to a 3rd and 8. The ball is at the 47 of the Warriors. Haven't seen a whole lot of passing this drive. We saw the screen play, and the deep pass that went incomplete. But other than that, they've been running the ball.
And maybe they're trying to set up for some play action here to get a little more room for their receivers, although they've had some room. Here it's going to be third down, and it looks like about 7 or 8 to go. Here's the snap, and now he's looking for the long pass now. He's got him again, goes towards the right-hand sideline, goes up. I thought he made the catch there, but the ball hits the turf once again, and there's got to be some frustration coming out of that helmet for the quarterback.
Yes, it's got to be, because he's putting the ball on the money every time. My profession is that if you touch the ball with your fingers, you make it to catch.
Well, at least that's what the old coaching book says. But I tell you, that time it did hit Stites in the hands, but it would have been a great catch. Over the shoulder, had a defender in front of him. But again, as you guys said, McNally really putting it on the money.
He's a heck of a quarterback. A thrower.
On a 4th and 8 play, and he gets the punt away, end over end. And it's going to take a Warrior bounce inside the 20-yard line. It's going to roll dead at the 19. Harlan, I saw you shaking your head. What exactly was going on?
Well, I tell you what, the punter, I can't tell what his number is. I think it's 56 there. And that's Austin Edmondson there, if that is the case. He kind of held that leg out there for a little bit, and I think one of the Bulldog players kind of scraped his jersey or something, and he just kind of fell over, trying to get that Academy Award or Emmy or ESPY or whatever you want to call it. He was trying to get it. Referee wasn't having any of it that time.
No, the referee didn't throw the flag on that. It looked like he was trying to put on a show, but the show didn't complete for him.
1st and 10 for the Bulldogs, ball at the 20-yard line. Barnett in motion. Barnett gets the call. Barnett on the end around. He's down the sidelines, making an inside move, and Barnett still on his feet, and finally he's tackled at the 35-yard line. That's number 17, Chase Barnett, the senior wide receiver, taking the end around for 30, 40. We're going to give him a 45-yard gain on that play.
That was a good run by him. He's a good little runner, and also I believe he runs cross country, doesn't he?
Yes, he does. And so you see, they could probably give him that particular play about 5 more times, and he's still going to be able to run just as quick as he did that time.
Yes, that was a great run by number 17.
Sure, and quickly want to give a shout-out to number 30 for the Warriors, Dario Black, who, after he gets up from the long run, gives Barnett a little tap on the helmet. Just another sportsmanship tip there. Bulldogs have it now. There's a throw, looking long, and it's incomplete there, as that was intended for, it looked like, A.J. Freeth on the play.
Yeah, they're calling Ford's number 2, Hayden Ford. Looked like it was a deep post, but Woodson was throwing the deep fly route. So Ford started cutting in. That Woodson threw it the fly route, and so he made a little bit of a bad adjustment there. But if he had just kept running straight, that was a touchdown all the way. In any event, it is 2nd and 10. Ball at the Warrior 35-yard line. 1:23 left in this second quarter. Here's Evatt. Evatt over the right side. Got blockers in front. Evatt, 10, 5, touchdown. Again, he never got full speed, Jamie. That was a great block downfield by number 25, Devin Hawkins. You just kind of have to shake your head.
Once he gets the ball, you just sit and watch. Sometimes you can't even say anything because it just blazing speed.
It really does leave you in silence most of the time, and we're talking about blazing speed, and he wasn't even at full speed, and he scored at least twice tonight where he hasn't been at full speed. And so great run by Evatt, and again, here in the press box, we're so used to making that call for you guys at home listening to Friday Night Bulldogs that when Evatt touches it, he's a threat to go all the way every single time.
Yes, he is.
That time it was 35 yards for the score. Tanner Rowland on the extra point attempt, and oh my goodness.
Going to be offsides this time against the Warriors. Little antsy as last time they were able to get in there and block it. And again, it looked like he was going to try to jump over the line before the snap of the ball.
Yeah, it looked like he was trying to, but they caught him this time, going a little bit too early.
And I think they're going to take this penalty and now send the offense back on the field to go for 2 here. And I somewhat disagree with this call as only based on the fact that we've been struggling all night long on the extra point, whether it's us with the illegal procedure or the Warriors jumping off sides. I'd really like to see us kick the field goal here, but that's why I'm up here and not down on the field. All right.
Yeah, be able to get the kicker, let him kick a field goal and make it, and get his confidence back up after the last time that we tried a field goal.
Hawkins in motion. Here's a pitch out to Evitt, and Evitt will walk in for the 2-point conversion. Again, untouched. I don't think Evitt probably hasn't been tackled in the last 4 times he's touched the ball.
I don't think he has either. He kind of reminds me of a player back in Detroit Lions days, number 20.
Mousemead asking how many yards Evitt has. We'll try to get you that stat during halftime. He's got to be, I would say he's nearing 200 yards already.
Got to be close to 200. He's just been running all over the place that time. And going back to the field goal there, Jeremy, maybe the thought process on the PAT is they're trying to jump that snap and get at our kicker, so let's just save him because we need that consistency on the extra point over and over and over and over. And so, anyways, they go for 2. The moral of the story, Bulldogs up 44-0 with just over a minute to go in the first half.
And that this second quarter brought to you by Daylight Donuts, as we're about at the 1-minute mark of this first half. Daylight Donuts sponsoring Friday Night Bulldogs, and we appreciate their support. If you didn't know that Daylight Donuts was the breakfast stop of Wagoner, now you do. Go by there tomorrow morning. They'll be open tomorrow morning, bright and early. Tell them the Friday Night Bulldogs sent you.
Yes, Daylight Donut is a good place to go. Sometimes there's traffic down on the highway where people can't even go because of the long line at Daylight Donut.
You're exactly right, Jamie. And right there, sometimes it reaches to the next block down, and everybody just gets in that lane and just waits in line there.
Yeah, if you was going in that lane, going down the road, you would think maybe it'd been a traffic accident or something.
As the kick was fielded at about the 12-yard line, and he was able to get to fielded at about the 6-yard line, able to get, just at about the 13-yard line. And right now, Harlan, you're down by 44. You're backed up really to your own end zone. Just keep it safe. I don't even make the handoff. I'm just going to take the quarterback straight up the middle.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, what do you have to lose here? He has the snap. He hands it off here to McKinley from the backfield. He's got a little bit of room, much more room than he's had, but he still finishes off that run with a heavy hit from a couple of Bulldogs there.
Look like number 6.
Yeah, that's number 6, Deshaun Clark. I'm not sure who got the negative end of that because it was kind of a sideways. They collided. They both kind of went sideways. So we're going to call that one even.
Even, yeah, because one thing about it, both of them collided at the same time. It kind of reminds you of a traffic accident when 2 big semis hit together. You just got to figure out which one hit first.
There's just not a whole lot of winners out of that.
No, it's not.
Definitely not. It was a big hit, and they're taking their time now. They got the first down, but the play clock's down to 4. They're not even to the line of scrimmage. I don't think they're going to get this play off 1-0. Referees give it to them. There's the handoff up the middle. No room at all for the Warriors this time, and they'll keep that clock moving.
Yes, they will, as we are under 20 seconds left in this first half. And do want to mention to our Friday Night Bulldog fans, stay tuned for the halftime show as the Wagoner High School Marching Band putting on their traditional light show tonight. And so I think you'll enjoy that. Definitely the sights, and we'll try to make some adjustments on the mics to help you hear the band. As you hear, maybe you heard the buzzer in the background, and that is the end of this first half with the score. Wagoner Bulldogs 44, the Webster Warriors 0. And again, don't leave. You might have a few minutes to go get your favorite beverage and your favorite snack. But remember, all of our halftime shows are sponsored by Charlotte Swenson at Century 21, and we appreciate her support of Friday Night Bulldogs. We appreciate her support of the Wagoner High School Marching Band. Stay tuned for the Wagoner High School Marching Band light show to end the regular season home games.
Your Wagner High School cheerleaders, Skylar, Kenzie, JC, Kristen, Sheridan, Ryan, Bailey, Molly, Aubrey, Nikki, Kaylee, and Brinley. Nice job, ladies. We have in the booth the ticket winner for the 50-50 grad night drawing. You are $175 richer if you have ticket number 936770. Ticket 936770, come to the press box, and some young ladies will give you $175. Thanks for your support of drug-free, alcohol-free grad night 2014.
A tradition in Wagner, the light show featuring the Wagner High School Marching Band.
These reminders, Bass Fishing Tournament, November 16th at Taylor or Gibson Lake. That is Taylor's Ferry North. Bass fishing, that is in a couple of weeks on November 16th. Vernon Sullivan's Chicken and Dumplings Dinner. That's next Sunday. Not this Sunday, but next Sunday. Man, you don't have to cook. Vernon Sullivan's Chicken and Dumplings Dinner. Just your contributions and your appetizer, all that's necessary. A bunco tournament, that's in about a month at First Baptist Church on December 8th. And remember, Grad Night 2014 is conducting a drawing, $5 for a ticket. Gives you an opportunity to watch the Oklahoma City Thunder and Boston Celtics on January 5th. Sweet tickets include tickets on the
Surely,
field.
yeah, exactly. Especially fourth quarter. We're gonna
Donated by Video
that's
Gaming.
man, that's what we always used to do. I mean, fourth
Drawing will be
quarter.
done.
We call like one play out of every 10. You know,
On December 20th.
we just ramble.
And there's a
about
table
who
with a
knows
petition
what.
for safe rooms in Wagner Public School. We pray we will never need them. But anyone who is 18 and registered to vote may sign the petition. You don't have to be a Wagner resident to sign this petition for safe rooms in Wagner Public School. In our congratulations, senior football players Dayton Allen, Anthony Ashley, Chase Barnett, Justice Beach, Devin Cantrell, Deshaun Clark, Malik Clayton, Lawrence Evans, David Faison, Hayden Ford, Taylor Gibson, Devin Hawkins, Taz Henderson, Christian Livingston, Derek Marshall, Adam Martin, James Owen, Wyatt Probst, Matt Scroggin, and Dusty Swanson. Thanks also to our senior trainers Hannah Stanley and Corey Thomas. And thanks also to senior band members Hannah Arnell, Audrey Boyne, Christian Brackett, Madison Chappell, Madison Christie, Megan Criswell, Riley Dean, Megan Fessler, Chelsea Greenfield, David Hawes, Nick Caulfield, Robert Johnson, Jacob King, Angelica LaCourciere, Elizabeth McElroy, Colt Owen, Mike Raber, Matt Sullivan, Ethan Thorne, and Stephen Wright. And our senior cheerleaders, Skylar Bruce, Kenzie McFarland, Kristen Robbins, and Jason Thompson. Wagner scored 6 touchdowns in the first half. The first, a 23-yard touchdown run by number 17, wide receiver Chase Barnett. The second, an 18-yard scamper by number 25, Devin Hawkins. The third, a 46-yard touchdown run by tailback number 1, Lawrence Evans. The fourth, a 19-yard touchdown pass from number 5, quarterback Jake Woodson, and number 2, wide receiver Hayden Ford. The fifth, 38-yard touchdown run by number 1 tailback Lawrence Evans. And finally, 35-yard touchdown run by number 1 Lawrence Evans. Halftime score, Wagner 44. Second half action in a moment.
It's not the one there. Oh, no, it is the one you're thinking of. He's the Cherokee Temps, John Teresa Randolph. Yeah, that's him. That's right.
Jeremy. And Jamie, the band is off the field. The lights are back on and working. And we're getting ready for the second half as the Bulldogs up once again, 44-0. Roland has it teed up. There's the kick, fielded at about the 16, 17-yard line by the Warriors, and he gets up past the 20, and he's brought down quickly. Not a whole lot of room there on the special teams coverage, and the Warriors will have it with their first possession of the second half. First down and 10.
That's number 45, Art Whitty, making the tackle for the Bulldogs. Great downfield coverage by the Bulldogs. Hope you enjoyed that halftime show. Wagoner High School Band putting on their traditional light show at the end of each regular home season game. And again, our halftimes are sponsored on Friday Night Bulldogs by Charlotte Swenson at Century 21. We should appreciate her support of Friday Night Bulldogs and the Wagoner High School Band. Hope you enjoyed that and it came across. The video was great, and you were able to hear the sound also.
And Jeremy, I tell you what, we may be looking at the Wagoner roster quite a bit here in the second half to find out who's making the plays on the offensive side and the defensive side. As once again, up 44-0 with the entire second half to go. We'll be checking that roster as you would think a lot of the younger players going to get an opportunity here.
Yeah, they may get an opportunity. They may let them play maybe a couple series this half and get them out of there. You don't want to get no injuries right now going into the playoffs.
And I'm looking out there. I see a couple of new numbers out there, at least on the corners. We'll see. This is number 18 coming out over the bouncing to the left side. I believe that is number 7, Adam Martin, making the stop for the Bulldogs. Adam Green, I think is what they said. 18. We don't have a name for number 18 for the Warriors, but either way, he is able to get a pickup of about 9 yards to the 31. It's a 2nd and 1 play, or 3rd and 1. Sorry, 3rd and 1.
3rd and 1 with 10 minutes and 15 seconds left in the third quarter. Wagner's up 44-0.
McNelly from the shotgun. And try to get them on a hard count. Harlan, I think they did, as they had 2 Bulldog, I think on either defensive end, jumping across the ball.
Yeah, 2 Bulldog players ready to jump and just ready to hit somebody. It looked like
I remember back in the day when we was playing back in 97, 98, anytime that we have any penalties, Monday we came around, Coach Rose made us run snakes the whole length of the field.
We may see a little bit of that on Monday. Who knows? But that's another first down for the Warriors, picked up via a penalty. And we will see what McNelly has in store as he hands off to number 18. And he breaks a couple of tackles, and now he's off to the races. He's gone. There's nobody going to catch him as he is at the 15, the 10, the 5, and touchdown Warriors. Number 18, again, we don't have him.
Ryan Green, they said,
okay,
over the PA system. And Jeremy said no one's going to catch him. But if he had a couple more steps there's a Bulldog coming after him. But long story short, the Warriors on the board here with their first possession in the second half. 44-6. You never know what can happen on Friday night, Jeremy, but I think we're okay.
That was a 64-yard touchdown by, I believe the last name we said was Green. But great run as he showed a little bit of speed. Obviously, a little bit of poor tackling there on the Bulldog part.
Yes, it was. A little poor tackling, arm tackling. And I know they've been trained well to square up and hit the man, and he just ran right up the middle on him.
It's number 80, Jared Stites. And Harlan, that may sound very familiar, as we have called Stites Jaquan Stites on several pass plays. So we may have another set of brothers on the Warrior team.
So I tell you what, it's a family affair on that side, and the kick is up. And it is going to be good, 44-7. So we've got the Stites brothers and maybe the triplets of the McNellys going on, maybe cousins, but we're just going to go with brothers because that's a better story from the press box.
Well, here's another. I'm seeing another Stites on the roster for the Warriors. Number 8, Moses Stites. So we've got Jaquan Stites, so we've called on a couple of pass plays. We've got number 80, Jared Stites, on that extra point attempt and good attempt. And then And the last one, number 8, Moses Stites. So it definitely is a family affair. We got Derek McAnally, we got Zachary McAnally, and we have Kyle McAnally. And so, you know, it just like I said, it does make a better story if they're all brothers out there.
You know, you think of a team like that, you know, you got a good team like that, you always have brothers on the team and have that brotherly hood and brotherly bond together.
And while we have a little bit of break, I think we're going to shut down and we're going to restart because it looks like something may be frozen at home. Let us know in our chat room and we'll try to get that taken care of. And Stites will kick off after that 64-yard touchdown run. High short kick as it will be fielded at about the 10-yard line. This is Hawkins on the return. Hawkins trying to get behind that wall. Now he's going to switch direction and go the other side. And the Warriors have great coverage on that kick as Hawkins actually is going to lose yardage as he started at about the 10, and they're going to tackle him. Finally, they're going to give you forward progress to about the 11, Jamie, but that was great coverage by the Warriors.
Yes, it was great coverage. He was headed upfield. Next thing you know, he went back to the west and back to the east. He covered more ground going sideways than forward.
From the 12-yard line,
First and 10, Wagner from the 12-yard line. Wagner 44, Webster 7. We're at the 9-minute mark in this third quarter. This third quarter brought to you by Cherokee Temps and John Randolph. We appreciate John Randolph and his support of Friday Night Bulldogs sponsoring this third quarter for us as the man in motion is number 4, Justice Beats. Here's the carry. This is Hawkins over the right side, and they're going to stack him up at about the 17-yard line. He's going to pick up about 6. 2nd and 4 for the Bulldogs.
And Jeremy, I believe we got those technical issues sorted out. As getting some word from a couple people that it's okay now. So I believe we just had to reconnect the camera cord there. We're good to go. And probably going to see a heavy dose of Hawkins here moving forward for the Bulldogs, it looks like.
Get him time on offense, get him in there and get ready for the playoffs.
A 2nd and 4 play, I formation. Man in motion is Freeth, and it's going to be that fullback trap. And I believe, the ball comes loose. It's picked up by the Warriors, and now they're running in for the score, and it is touchdown Warriors. And all of a sudden, well, they're still down by 30.
Down by 30, but for the Bulldogs on that side of it, you still got to, we've been talking about momentum for a long time here in the booth for Friday Night Bulldogs, and you want to carry momentum from week to week to week, and really right now the Bulldogs, we talked about it already tonight, building momentum for a playoff run, and they're not doing it the right way right now.
No, you can't have mistakes going into the playoffs, and right now we had one mistake where they can't tackle, arm tackle, and then we putting the ball on the ground, and they were able to pick it up and score, making the score 44-13 at the minute.
Well, we talked about, and here's going to be Stites on this extra point attempt. It looks like McNally is going to be the holder. Maybe had a McNally or a Stites snapping, I'm not sure, but now we've got another flag on an extra point attempt.
Seems like we can't get through an extra point attempt in tonight's game without getting the flag for one side or the other. This time it's going to be a false start against the Warriors, move them back 5, and they'll try it again, see if we can get through it this time cleanly. But again, issues time after time on the PAT attempts for both teams.
Jamie, I believe it was still early in the second quarter. We talked about the score being, I think, 36-0 at the time, and we talked about remaining focused as far as on the Bulldog side of things, and the Warriors trying to, make something happen. Well, right now, it's exactly what we were talking about. The Warriors are making something happen, and maybe it's due partly to the Bulldogs' lack of focus here.
Yeah, sometimes when you go into a game and you see that the other team had won one, you kind of play to your potential, to the other team's potential, but we still got to keep our heads up and play our brand of football. And look like we got another flag on a play.
It was a flag, and this time it was offsides Wagner, so move it back 5 yards, and they'll start where they started to begin with and try the PAT one more time. As, again, maybe I shouldn't have said it before, but we'll try to get through the next one cleanly.
McNally on the hold, Stites on the extra point attempt. A little bit of wind blowing from the south, and Stites is true for the extra point. Wagner 44, Webster Warriors 14. And looks like everything is set back at home. Appreciate everyone that's logged on to Friday Night Bulldogs. Tyrone, T-Bone Grayson, appreciate him logging on tonight, saying hi from where at home, watching Friday Night Bulldogs. Bambi BC, Beverly Cannon, we appreciate her support of Friday Night Bulldogs and everyone at home. And we appreciate the support that we're given financially through John Randolph and Cherokee Temps. We appreciate John making a contribution to the Friday Night Bulldogs webcast. The Cherokee Temps operation manager is John Randolph. They are a temporary employment agency. They have offices in Muskogee that service Muskogee, Wagoner, and surrounding areas. Also in Chickasha. So for any temporary or permanent employment and payroll and employee leasing services, be sure to call up John Randolph, the operations manager of Cherokee Temps, our third quarter sponsor tonight of Friday Night Bulldogs.
We sure do want to thank Mr. Randolph for that.
Stites on the kickoff after that about a 20-yard fumble return by the Warrior defense, and that closes the gap a little. Stites with a high kick again, and this time it's going to go out of bounds. And right now that might be the best thing for the Warriors because the Bulldogs return team is always dangerous.
Yeah, on the special team side, the Bulldogs have some special players back there. They can do, they can all go the distance at any given time when they touch the ball. So goes out of bounds. Not the worst thing in the world for the Warriors as the Bulldogs will take over for their first possession, I believe, of the second half.
Actually, Harlan, I think they're going to make them kick it again.
Oh, well, that's why I'm in the press box, They're going to make them kick it again. Maybe they'll kick it to them this time, and we'll see what happens there.
It's going to be I believe that's number 4, Justice Beats. Number
6.
That's 6. That's Deshaun Clark.
And number 21.
And 21, that's Chris Murray, the freshman. We talked about him earlier this game. They are deep back to receive this Stites kick for the Webster Warriors.
They have the ball back on the tee here. Here's the kick. Nice little toe kick downfield, fielded by the Bulldogs about the 12-yard line. That is number 21, Chris Murray. He's got it running to his right, got a little bit of room. Looked like he tripped over the turf there. And it was number 12 as well for the Warriors, Caleb Robinson, on the tackle. But the Bulldogs going to have it 1st and 10. They're going to spot him at, looks like, the 27-yard line.
And we just got word down at the field. Jamie Powell made a phone call, and 9 carries for Lawrence Evett for 169 yards. So do the math real quick. That's almost a 20-yard per carry average. So and 3 touchdowns to boot. So and a 2-point conversion.
Yes, that's what I was just getting ready to say. He also had a 2-point conversion.
Here's Hawkins, left side, and he is tackled at the 35-yard line. And again, we talk about this almost every week, Jamie, of when you're up by this amount, when do you start pulling out your starters?
Well, I think you should start pulling them out at least, probably with maybe 2 more minutes left in the game, get some of them younger players in there, get them some game time and give them a little experience on varsity.
Well, and Harlan, they always talk about it. Here's a pass, wheeling it over, and that's a live ball, and he's going to score. He is going to touch.
They called it a backwards pass right there, and it looked like the Bulldogs sort of stopped, but the Warriors didn't, and that's going to be a touchdown.
the backwards pass, it looked like they were setting up a little wide receiver screen. It flew, went high on Woodson, and that was a live ball and a heads-up play by the Warrior defense. Jamie, he got a great bounce and just scooted in for about 25 yards for the score.
You know, that's like a scoop and score. You get something like that, you scoop it up, and you run with it. And they scored. We talked about before halftime that you got to keep the momentum and not let it point it down and let them get back in the game. Right now, they're down by 24 points.
So when all of a sudden we're talking about starters coming out of the game, I see Evitt down there getting the helmet back on and kind of warming those muscles back up because, you know, very quickly, Warriors are right back in this one as the PAT goes through, down 23, and there's a lot of time left here.
Well, some would say, what do you mean they're right back in this? They're down by 22, or they're down by 23 points. Well, it took them approximately, 5:19, Jamie, 5 minutes and 19 seconds to put 3 touchdowns up on the board.
Yeah, 3 touchdowns. You know, starting of the half, it was 44-0, and now we look up, it's 44-21. 2 turnovers by Wagner, and that's 14 points, and then they were able to score.
And Harlan, you talked about it before, or talked about how quiet WL Odom Field is, and it's real quiet right now.
It's real quiet right now, and Jeremy, honestly, at halftime, I think a lot of the Wagner Bulldog faithful may have skipped out after that light show, and maybe a little too early, maybe a little too soon. But honestly, we haven't seen the Warriors' offense get anything going. All their offense has been on the defensive side.
Yes, it has. I mean, you got the quarterback that was trying to throw passes, and the receivers unable to catch, but their defense is hanging in there for them.
Defense has definitely been their best offense tonight as they put 2 quick scores on the board and then 1 long run on the offensive side. Here's Chris Murray on the receiving end of that kickoff. Murray breaks 1 tackle, a stiff arm, and now a tackle by the Warriors. And you know, I don't really like that call right there. I think he had the jersey and he was able to drag him down by the jersey, but obviously the men in the stripes didn't see it that way.
No, they didn't. They threw the flag on there, and you know, famous for that horse collars, I believe, from good player, linebacker, maybe safety from OU by the name of Roy Williams.
Yeah, I think that's the one that made it famous or infamous, whichever way you want to look at it. And they basically, from that point on, I believe he broke Terrell Owens' leg on a play, and from that point on, they have called horse collar tackles since.
Yes.
So Bulldogs ball, 1st and 10 on their own 45 after that 15-yard penalty. Here's Lawrence Evitt. Evitt breaks 1 tackle and not able to break that second, but he still gets 5 yards on the carry.
A hard 5 yards. He kept running, kept his feet running. I didn't think we would ever see him back in the second half, but it looked like they're going to put him back in.
I'm going to have to say something about this person getting into our chat room, Kim Holmes. I've got to say something about that. You might want to identify yourself because as of right now, I don't have, to my knowledge, I don't have a Kim Holmes in all of my family. But hey, who knows? Long lost cousin, maybe.
Maybe.
Here's Evitt over the right side. Evitt picking his way through, makes a spin move, still on his feet, and he's finally shoved out of bounds inside the 25-yard line.
And a late hit there, Jeremy. The defender kind of rode him out of bounds there, and the referee throws the flag, tack 15 onto the end of that one. And we'll wait for the call for the official call, but I believe that's what's going to happen. And Jeremy, going back to the chat room, Kim Holmes there, it's a family affair tonight for the Warriors, so maybe you'll find a family member you didn't even know you had.
Well, maybe so. We'll see what she says here in our chat room. We appreciate her logging on tonight. Saw actually had a couple of different people sign on that we didn't necessarily notice their screen name. I want to back up in our chat room, and Bell Point 77 said thanks for the great broadcast. It looks like they're on the road tonight, so hopefully Bell Point 77 is still listening tonight. And we've already talked about our Friday Night Bulldog supporters that we've had really all season long, and from the inception, really, Regina Little, Beverly Cannon, we've got Anna Dickinson, Heather Tillotson, one of our high school teachers. I believe Cody Allison was on tonight, and we appreciate them logging in to our Friday Night Bulldogs webcast.
On that play right there, Wagner was down, and it looked like we got a flag on the play again, but gave the ball to KJ Lee.
And that last play was first down. There's a penalty down on the play, and we're waiting to see what the referee comes out with. That's against the Bulldogs there.
Looked like he called holding on that play.
Does look like holding call. They're going to bring that back, and it should be repeating first down once again, because the last play, if you remember, we had the long run, and then Evett was hit out of bounds, and so there was the personal foul, moved him 15 yards further. Now holding, first down, and about 20 now, or exactly 20 after the holding call. And Bulldogs have it back to the line of scrimmage under center this time in the I formation. There's the snap. Hands it off. It's Hawkins who has it on the left-hand side. Makes somebody miss. Still on his feet. He's still moving, still churning, as Hawkins always does, and he's finally tossed down by one of the Warrior defenders.
And you hate to see a tackle like that as he's kind of just rolled back and fallen down.
Falling down. Looked like he had like a chokehold on that time.
It did look like it. And I don't know if he's the
wrong
one.
end of that
It
hit
might
there.
have. As Hawkins gets inside the 10 to about the 8-yard line. And remember the penalty on the previous play, so that's still going to be a second down, as they're going to have to get to about the 2.5-yard line for a first down. And Kiamasia, Brian Bean, he's actually an 8th grader. He's one of my students there at the middle school, and a great student, just does very involved in the band. Actually, he's part of the jazz band, he's part of the 8th grade band, and part of the high school band. So we appreciate Kim Holmes, the big sister of Brian Bean. Appreciate her logging on tonight, and hopefully she logged on for the halftime show as the Wagoner High School band put on their light show tonight for the crowd.
Yeah, for sure. And it was a great halftime show, as always, every year. They do a great job planning the light show and just putting on a great show and something different for the crowd every season.
Jamie, the player walked off the field of the Warriors. I'm not sure. I don't know if you saw anything, but it looked like he walked off on his own power.
Yeah, it looked like he over there holding his arm, bending over or anything, but I didn't see really what happened on that play. But one thing about it, he got up and walked off the field. That's a good sign.
Ball just inside the 9-yard line. It'll be 2nd and 6. They need to get to about the 2.5 for a first down. It's Woodson up under center, I formation. Hawkins the tailback. He gets the pitch over the left side. He's trying to cut it back into the center. He's inside the 5 and running hard, and looks like he's going to be close to first down yardage.
One thing about Devin Hawkins, he's a hard runner and a physical runner. He doesn't mind lowering his shoulder and giving you a big hit.
For sure. It seems like we talk about it every week. He kind of looks for that contact and thrives off of it, because he hits that first contact and, lo and behold, always gets 2 or 3 extra yards at least by keeping those legs moving.
Yes, he does.
And it looks like they're going to spot it just short of first down yardage. Said we had to get into the 2.5, and they are spotting it at the 3. So it's a 3rd and about half a yard for Woodson and company. Here's Hawkins over the left side. Hawkins, and he is in for the score. Touchdown, Bulldogs.
Good hard run by Mr. Hawkins on that play. You know, you look at him, he's been through 2 knee surgeries, and he's coming back out for his senior year, and has done a wonderful job this year.
Well, in Harlan, that's a way to answer a 3 touchdowns in 5.5 minutes, whatever we said. The things that have happened as far as the Warrior defense has been able to put on the board. That's how you answer that challenge.
Yeah, big-time drive by the Bulldogs offense, just showing that, hey, we're still here, and we're still the Bulldogs. We're still the #1 team in the state, and you're not just going to walk over us because we're up big. And so they showed that, and now rolling back out there for the PAT attempt.
Barnett on the hold. snap, the hole, a little high on the snap, but Barnett able to get it down and Rowland able to get it through. So I'm not sure what exactly is going on in our crowd. I hope that's not a little taunting going on, but it's a little bit of action in the crowd tonight.
Yeah, but not a lot of screaming and yelling like we're sort of used to. It's kind of eerily quiet again in WL Oldham, and maybe that's because there's not a whole lot of the Webster faithful on the other side. But Bulldogs fans just kind of sitting back and relaxing and enjoying this one so far. And like I said, at halftime, a lot of people went ahead and hit the exits because we're almost at 9:40 here. We may be right at 9:40 on the night, not quite to the fourth quarter just yet. So it's going to be a late one. And if you went home early, I hope you're logged on to Friday Night Bulldogs because we're bringing you all the action. You may be surprised when you logged on to say, oh my goodness.
What happened?
It's a closer game than when I left. So
it's back to a 30-point lead at this time. I'd like to thank both of y'all tonight for inviting me up here tonight and helping y'all out tonight.
Jamie Powell, part of Wagoner's finest in the Wagoner Police Department and a former grad of Wagoner High School back in '98, I believe. And they had a pretty good Jamie was a part of a strong Wagoner Bulldog team in the late 90s. Should have went all the way, really. I believe 98, your senior year. Probably should have went to the state championship game and got upset, I believe, in the second round.
Yeah, in the second round against Poto. Poto came and we were up, and they done a trick play on us and got behind us and scored and put us out of the playoffs. But we had a really good team that year.
I've heard Jason Butler, he's 98 grad. He's talked about that year and a little bit of a disappointment because there were high hopes for that team and just really got taken off guard by the Poto. I believe it's the Poto Pirates. So, but the Bulldog teams of the late 90s were pretty salty back then.
Yes, they were. And even before then, back in '97, we had Adam Gaylor and them, Nick Flannery, all them. We had a pretty good team.
Unfortunately, I can't say the same for the early 90s. All right, so that is McNally making a good run and gets into Bulldog territory. It's about a 40-yard game for McNally. But, I was part of those early Bulldog teams in the early 90s. And just my sophomore year, we went to the first round, but junior, senior year, we just might not want to talk about that on live air.
Looked like Wagner put some reserves in at this time, giving the starters a break and trying not to get nobody hurt at this time. We got a lot of new numbers in.
A lot of new numbers, and on the offensive side, the Warriors have it 1st and 10. Ball's on the 48-yard line. Here's the snap. McKinley's looking to pass. He does pass. Finds his receiver this time. That's number 24.
And he's going to score, Harlan. Number 24 puts on the Jets. And that is Tyreek Shaw. We've called his name a couple of times, Jamie. He hasn't been able to reel the passes in, but that time he reeled it in and he reeled it home.
Reeled it home, and the score is 51-28, 51-27.
And I tell you what, he took it quick. I was looking down to see what his name is, and Jeremy saying he's in the end zone. I was expecting to look back up and see a Bulldog tackle there, and another instance where the Bulldogs able to build it back to 30, and all of a sudden the Warriors have something going.
Yes, they do. I believe that was on number 21 for Wagner.
They line up for the extra point attempt. Here's Stites, and Stites has been busy this third quarter.
Yes, he has.
This is probably the highest scoring quarter that the Webster has had all season long, as they're fixing to put their 28th point. Stites is up, and he is good. 28 for Webster Warriors in the third quarter alone, Harlan, and we thank our sponsor tonight, Friday Night Bulldogs third quarter. That is John Randolph of Cherokee Temps, and John probably doesn't like that the quarter that he posted, or the quarter that he supported, goes 28 for the Bulldog, or 28 for the Warriors. And as far as if we were to base it just on this quarter, we're losing 28-7.
Yeah, it hasn't been a good quarter for the Bulldogs at all. I just heard over the PA that drive took 1 minute 13 seconds, and 2 plays. So that's pretty quick scoring there. And not only is this probably the most offensive output for the Warriors in one quarter, it's probably the largest deficit that the Bulldogs have given up at one time in a quarter. And we still have 2 minutes and 21 seconds to go.
Yes, we do. 2 minutes and 21 seconds to go. I believe Coach Condon may not be too happy about this third quarter.
Well, it may be one of those quarters that you just want to forget and never talk about again. We appreciate Bell Point 77. Says his wife and himself are able to log on and keep up with Bulldog football. If you wouldn't mind telling us who you are, we appreciate you logging on tonight and where you might be listening from, even if it's right here in Wagoner. But Friday Night Bulldogs is all over the world. Harlan, we talked about that number 30. Okay, we have number 30 coming out here, and we'll come back to him in just a second. We'll tell you why we bring him up. This is Beats on the return. Beats with a couple. Beats is into the Warrior territory, finally tackled by the Warrior defense, Warrior coverage at about the 32-yard line. Broke a couple of tackles. It's kind of a theme that we've seen with the Bulldog return is they've shed a few tackles. They just haven't been able to break the big one.
For sure, and that time, finally, the Bulldog faithful, several people standing up and cheering as he's starting to break that run a little bit and, getting into it just a little bit as the Bulldogs able to snatch the momentum from the Warriors and able to put something together here maybe.
Well, to come back to that, Milligan, Larry Milligan is our high school principal, and his son plays on the high school team. So I want to give a shout out to Milligan's son, as this is Freeth on the end around. Makes a couple of jukes, comes to the outside, or cuts it back to the inside, and he's finally hauled down at about the 22-yard line, looking for first down yardage.
Looked like he picked up
on the play.
That's what I just getting ready to say, Mr. Holmes. He picked up 9 on that play. Hard run and kept his feet moving.
2nd and 1 from the 22-yard line as the Bulldogs looking to maybe post the highest combined score in a third quarter of a high school football game history. And here's that fullback trap, number 42, KJ Lee, 5, touchdown. Number 42, KJ Lee, breaks a couple of tackles, and he's in for the score. Touchdown from 22 yards away.
That was a big, hard run. He had to run up the middle, got hit a couple times, but he was able to bounce off and score on that play.
A good run there by KJ Lee to get into the end zone. That's our freshman. We've been saying it all year long and heard from him several times and looking forward to see how he continues to develop as a player as the years go by, but he's already really good right now.
And as I was walking up right before the game started, I listened to a few stats that the Shelley Sperling, the PA announcer, was announcing. I think he said that number 42, KJ Lee, is the leading tackler on the Bulldog defensive side. Man, that is awesome coming from a freshman.
Yes, it is. And also while I was on the road coming to the game from Tulsa, I also heard that he had 13 tackles for losses this year.
Wow.
With 4 quarterback sacks.
And I'm at the middle school now, and KJ is a freshman, but so I don't know him as well as when I was at the high school, but they say he's a great kid and just a great kid all around.
Good kid, quiet kid at that. He's a man of very few words.
And that time around, the PAT was no good. And it sounded like it was Alex Wilson, number 34. Wisdom. I don't have the glasses on tonight. Appreciate that correction. Sophomore kicker and misses the PAT there. But good to see him getting out there to get the try and understand what it's like to actually make that attempt during a game. It's one thing to do it in practice, another thing to do it when people are running at you.
You're right.
Wagoner Bulldogs 57, the Webster Warriors 28. Not quite back to that 30-point deficit, Jamie, as it was, but 29-point deficit. And, you're going to have to take your shoes off and at home and kind of add this up for this third quarter, as I believe we've had 13 and 28. I believe we've had 41 points scored this third quarter.
If my math correct, I believe that would be right.
Here's the return from the Warriors as they get across the 25. to the 26-yard line, and that's about it. But, if you remember correctly, at halftime, the score was 44-0, and I'm trying to remember if the Warrior defense scored 3 of those touchdowns or just scored 2 of those touchdowns.
I believe they scored 2 on a fumble and then also another fumble by Wagoner. Well, matter of fact, it wasn't a fumble. It was a forward pass. A scoop and score on that time.
So definitely 2 scores by the defense. There was 1 long run on the offensive side, and I can't. Yes, the little out pattern that the man ran for another 30 yards, some yak yardage.
I was looking down to find out his name, and all of a sudden he's in the end zone. Here is McAnally here, running out to his left, trying to find some room. Can't find any as the Bulldogs able to bring him down. Gained maybe 2 that time around, maybe 1.5.
Number 55, Taylor Osborne, making the tackle for the Bulldogs. And McNally able, after all of that, was only able to get 1 yard out of that. That is a 2nd and 9 play for the Warriors. And Herb Webb signing on to Friday Night Bulldogs. Appreciate Herb Webb. I believe that he is a 78 grad of Wagoner High School and lives in Montana. So Friday Night Bulldogs, Herb Webb joined us a couple of years ago. Appreciate his support of Friday Night Bulldogs, but I believe the last time I heard he was in Montana. So Friday Night Bulldogs going to Montana tonight.
We're all across the world, aren't we?
Yes, we are. Harlan was with me a couple of weeks ago when Richard Brewster logged on from Trinidad and Tobago, just a little northeast of the South American continent. Jamie, it really is. It has gone global, and we appreciate the support of all the Friday Night Bulldog fans and our financial supporters. Third quarter, sponsored by Cherokee Temps and John Randolph.
Yes, we thank Cherokee Temps and Mr. Randolph for supporting us in the third quarter. At end of the third quarter, the score looked like it's 57-28 Wagoner favor with 12 minutes to play.
And hopefully for the Bulldog fans, we're not going to see a repeat of the third quarter because, Harlan, if we do, we lose this game.
Yeah, I mean, if there's a repeat, there's a lot going wrong for the Bulldogs. But honestly, we haven't seen anything yet to say that it's not going to happen that way. And, we're hoping that it doesn't. But the Bulldogs on defense, it's weird to say that they have a huge series here, but they really do, to stop the momentum of the Warriors and really just reestablish themselves in this game and show that they're up 57-28 for a reason.
Well, I tried to give Herb a year more than what he's divulging on our Friday Night Bulldogs chat room. He said 77. I told him 78, so he added 1 more year to his age. So we appreciate Herb Webb logging on from Montana in the great United States of America.
Yes, look like Wagoner has stopped them on that play. Look like they got a loss of 2 yards on that. Now we're about 3rd and 11 on that. So they may make a big defensive stand here.
And if they do, I've got to believe that's – and I know it's early in the fourth quarter, but if the Warriors can't get anything out of this drive, you can pretty much log this one in the books.
Yes. But one thing about it, you can always say they did not quit tonight.
McNally looking way downfield, got a receiver. Oh, my goodness, number 2, Jaquan Stites. Boy, it looked like that was on the money. It would have been a great catch. Maybe it had to leave his feet a little bit, but definitely a catchable ball.
Definitely a catchable ball, and just one more sign of frustration probably from the quarterback, because I know we're up here in the press box going, put your hands out. Come on, do something. Bring that ball in. You're 3rd and forever, and you got some momentum kind of going in this game. What kind of momentum would that have given you to come up with the big catch right there?
Hey, you never know if he had stuck his arms out, he may have caught it, and he may have just kept on running.
He definitely had at least 2 steps, maybe even 3 or 4 on the Bulldog defender, streaking down the seam. And, boy, McNally doing all he can to keep his Warriors in the game.
Yes, he is.
Here's a punt away on a 4th and 11. High punt, short punt. It hits at about the 48. It's going to be fielded by Murray, and there's the loose ball, and the Warriors have recovered. Oh, my. The Warriors with a great special teams play as Murray took a chance. You know, we talked about that earlier, Harlan. Ford on a bounce, had a couple of Warriors around him, going to field the punt anyway. That time it bit us.
Yeah, and then we mentioned earlier, it's always dangerous when you do try that, and this time it didn't work out. And all of a sudden, I don't know if that's in the Warrior playbook, but it worked out for them off the punt. And the special teams, messed this one up a little bit. And all of a sudden, Warrior has it first down in Wagoner territory. Looks like at the 43-yard line.
Jamie, the Warriors just won't go away.
They won't go away. They still got heart. They still playing hard, and they determined to score.
As the Bulldog defense tackles the Warriors for a loss back in the backfield to the 48-yard line of the Bulldogs. That's a loss of about 5 yards on that play. 2nd and 15, Harlan. And again, the Warriors just showing some fight. They're just not going to give up.
Showing some fight, not giving up, not quitting. But the Bulldogs able to stop them for a big loss that time. But I would expect to see a lot of the arm coming here from McAnally.
McAnally from the shotgun. And pressure put on. Now he's going to run it. He's got some room. McAnally, and he's at the 45-yard, little stiff arm. And he is slung out of bounds. And the Bulldogs are really, there comes a flag right there. I was wondering if they were going to get it. And
he did kind of sling him down there that time, and the flag does come out. Does go against the Bulldogs. And that's going to be a first down for the Warriors.
I didn't get to see what the flag was for. Looked like I thought maybe they had called the flag on the face mask on the offense.
Well, and they're conferring down there. I'm not sure what's going on, but the flag came in real late, and it is going to be a personal foul, a late hit out of bounds. It's a good call. Unfortunately, it goes against the Bulldogs.
Number 20, Fabian Faison, had a pretty good game, and unfortunately he got that call on that late hit right there.
A 15-yard penalty will place the ball at the 26-yard line of the Bulldogs. And although we talked about the drive that they had to score, well, you might as well say it's a continuation of that drive because they fumbled the punt, and now the Warriors have the ball and they're driving again.
That's right. Special teams issues caused the drive to continue. And, again, momentum for the Warriors. They've been able to put some things together here lately, and that continues as here's the snap. Hands it off to his left. He's trying to get back to the line of scrimmage, not able to do so, but another flag comes out, and it looked like there's going to be a horse collar on that one.
Yeah, I think that's what it's going to be again. Unfortunately, I believe it's the same Bulldog going to get another penalty. That'll be another 15 yards. I don't know if you guys caught that, Jamie, but number 16 checked in the lineup for the Warriors as quarterback, Kumar Shannon. Not sure what happened to McNally. Might have got shaken up on that play as he was slung out of bounds.
Maybe so, and got a new quarterback in, and maybe some things may happen this time for the Warriors.
You got to think that's kind of a big blow for the Warriors as McAnally's been able to put some things together. He's been putting some passes on the money, not getting a lot of help from receivers, but able to make some things happen.
That's number 16, still checked in the lineup. Kumar Shannon from the shotgun. And here's a handoff. No, Shannon with a great fake, and he's in for the score. Touchdown, Warriors. A great fake and more of an option read. And he put that great fake and then took it back out. He scored almost untouched.
Yeah, he faked me out. I thought the running back had it going to the left side. And next thing you know, I hear you saying he's up the middle and scored.
And we're talking about maybe some loss of production at the quarterback spot. I think it's safe to say they're all right as they put 6 on the board here. And, again, great fake. I think all three of us were, there he is. He's going to be touchdown. All right, well, that's how it goes. And the Warriors looking to convert another PAT here.
It's Stites on the extra point. He boots it through. Wagoner Bulldogs 57, the Webster Warriors 34, and all of a sudden with 35 that is with the extra point, 8 minutes 7 seconds left in this fourth quarter, and the Warriors are only down by 18 now.
18 points. That's what 2 touchdowns and
2 touchdowns and a
bad
field
field
goal.
goal.
Get 'em- well, I'd take that back. That'll get them close, but they're looking for a tie or the go-ahead score, so they're going to need 3 touchdowns to get ahead.
It's 22-point lead.
Oh, well, boy, I'm just.
I may be crazy, but I'm pretty sure that's a 22-point
It is a 22-point lead.
So 4 more points than we're reporting here. But having said that, they're still right there. I mean, there's time with the rate that they've been scoring, have the Warriors, that they're still trying to turn this around. It's going to be a big special teams play here, as really that was the latest mix-up for the Bulldogs, was a muffed punt, which allowed the Warriors to continue that drive and make that touchdown score. And so it'd be good to see the Bulldogs hang on to it on the special team side on the kick return.
And with all the craziness that we've talked about with the third quarter and now the fourth quarter, with the Bulldogs still having a 22-point lead, it's just absurd to really think about, as the kick is going to be to number 21. I believe this is Chris Murray. Murray trying to get to the outside, dancing around a little bit, and now finally tackled as he gets to the 26-yard line. So
Like 16-yard pickup on that?
right now, the Bulldogs, maybe we just need to run some time off the clock.
Yeah, I think definitely burn some time off the clock. And Jeremy, looking at the chat here, there's a little bit of frustration coming from the chat. And I got to tell you, for everybody listening to the Friday Night Bulldogs, I think there's that same frustration in the stadium here at WL Odom. And we'll see what the Bulldogs bring out. But you got to think they're going to just start running it right up the middle and milk that clock.
Yes, it looks like we got a new quarterback in right now, number 8.
That's Charbonneau up under center, and I believe that's Deshaun Clark. He's going to get the call over the right side. Now cuts it back inside, and
I
he's.
saw a flag come in there, Jeremy, as Deshaun Clark was brought down. And I don't know if you guys noticed, but Charbonneau turned to make that pitch, and they almost missed it.
Yes,
Clark
he did.
was able to pull it in and make a run, and we'll see what the penalty is called here.
You know, we were talking at halftime amongst ourselves, wondering what we were going to talk about this second half, because it was 44-0, and so we just didn't think that we were going to talk a whole lot about football, and now all of a sudden that's all we've been talking about. So it looks like the penalty is against Wagoner. It's a holding call, and right now, wow, the ball is placed at the 15-yard line. Booty, it's almost falling apart at the seams.
Yes, it is. It doesn't look good for Wagner right now. You would think that we wouldn't have a game that we fall apart on, but this may be a good game, but we need to get everything together before the playoffs.
And I'm not sure who that was.
Number 27.
Number 27 running the ball. That's Julio Reyes. Harlan, that's one of the names that we haven't called in a long time. Remember, he had a big game the first game of the season against the Tigers. Really has kind of fallen off the radar since.
Yeah, I mentioned him a few times over the span of the rest of the season, but not a whole lot, and mostly on the defensive side, if I'm not mistaken, Jeremy. But he's able to get the ball there, but not much to go with.
No, not at that moment.
Here's Charbonneau rolling to his left, throws to his left, or throws to his right, that is. Great coverage by the Warrior defense, and right now they're showing some emotion, and the Bulldogs are a lack of emotion right now.
Yeah, Bulldogs kind of deflated here, and that's kind of a gutsy call to go with the pass there. What happens if that goes incomplete? All of a sudden, that clock quits moving now. And that's just playing devil's advocate, because he caught it and the clock is still moving, but it's going to be third down and forever here. And the Warriors looking for a big-time stop.
According to the scoreboard, the ball is at the 20. It's a 3rd and 18 play. Jamie, what do you do here?
I would say that you hand the ball off, run, and kick it off and hope that we get a good defensive stop.
It's Clark in the backfield with Charbonneau. Charbonneau in the shotgun. Man in motion, I believe that's Barnett. Here's Barnett on the end around. Got blockers in front. Barnett still on his feet, across the 30, across the 35, across the 40. Barnett running hard across the 45. Wow. Chase Barnett, the senior wideout on the end around. We've seen that a couple of different times tonight. Barnett picks up a very, very important first down.
Yeah, it's a big first down on that. We had 3rd and 18, and he was able to pick up probably about 26 yards on that play. Good for another Wagner first down and able to keep the clock running.
That was a big-time play call right there. Get it in the hands of Chase Barnett. They've got a bunch of players who haven't got a lot of game time in the game right now, but give it to one of the guys that you can trust in that end around, and he's able to pick up that first down and 10 for the Bulldogs.
From the 46, I formation, Charbonneau up under center. Here's Clark. Clark is hog-tied around the neck as he gets only about 2 yards, and fortunately we come out of that unscathed.
Yes, you would think they grab him around the neck, you'd think you'd see a flag on that play, but good thing nobody got hurt on that play. We're able to keep the ball moving and the clock going.
Clock continues to run in this fourth quarter with 4 minutes, 30 seconds left. Harlan, this fourth quarter sponsored by Runt's Barbecue. We appreciate their support of Friday Night Bulldogs.
Yes, we do. Runt's has got pretty good barbecue food, fish, and everything else. I've been there several times.
Runt's Barbecue sponsoring this fourth quarter. Here's that inside fullback trap, Julio Reyes. Reyes probably not used to running the ball, Harlan, as we saw a lot of dancing around, maybe switching back and forth between right and left arms. Fullback track, you stuff it up there hard and heavy.
That's right. You just keep both hands on the ball and push through kind of the traffic there. He couldn't figure out what he wanted to do with it, but he didn't have a whole lot of time to decide which arm to switch it to. The Warriors were right there, but it's second down and about 3 to go. Third down and a short 2 or 3 to go here.
Ball is placed at the 46-yard line of the Warriors. We'll call it a 3rd and 2 as Charbonneau is from the shotgun. Here's the handoff to Clark. Clark trying to go to the outside, picks up a great block to spring him, but a great open field tackle by number 24, Tyreek Shaw. Jamie, I think it's going to be fourth down.
It's going to be fourth down. Looked like if he had kept on running forward, he may have picked up that first down there instead of being fourth and about 1 with 3 minutes and 10 seconds left.
Yeah, and it looks like they actually gave him a pretty favorable spot right there. It's fourth down and inches for sure.
He needed to get to the 44-yard line, and the ball is actually just inside the 45. It's still touching that little hash mark of the 45-yard line. So they're looking at about, I think you're right, Harlan, got a very favorable spot as you're looking at about a football length to get the first down.
What you think they'll do on this? Quarterback sneak, toss
I think they're
play?
going to run the fullback trap again. No, the tailback gets the call, Clark, and he'll have more than enough for the first down. Even though he was pushed back, I think his forward progress got him the first down.
Depends what foot that the referee spots it on. You think he's got it, definitely got it now. Looking at it from here, head referee hasn't made the signal just yet. Studying it, looking over it. There it is, first down and 10 for the Bulldogs. And Jamie, that should salt this one away.
I believe that, yes. Good hard run by number 6. Gave us a first down. The clock continued to move, and looked like we maybe get out of this quarter unscathed with the win.
First and 10, the ball is at the 44-yard line. Charbonneau up under center. Man in motion is Beats. Beats gets the call on the end around. Beats with the convoy in front, and he's finally tackled at the 35-yard line. You know, we talked about the fourth quarter we talked about this particular drive. Hey, we just need to run some time off the clock because I believe they got it with about 8 minutes left in the fourth quarter. Jamie, we're already down to under 2 minutes.
Yes, good thing. All they need to do is just hold on to the ball, wrap up, and run the clock out.
And caught up on our comments in the chat room talking about the mistakes that the Bulldogs have made this half and talk about maybe a lack of focus. We saw a little bit of that last week, Jamie, as Cleveland gave us all we could handle.
Cleveland is a very good team, and I mean they fought hard, but we was able to come out with the victory down there.
Here's Julio Reyes on that fullback trap again. Harlan, we saw again a little bit of dancing from the fullback, and probably just the lack of experience of running that fullback trap.
Definitely probably that lack of experience, and that's why he's in there right now, is to get some more experience. And so during film session this week, I'm sure the coaches are going to point that out and say, hey, listen, just run. That's all we want you to do. We're going to give you the ball and you just go.
Yeah, it looked like I've seen Coach Nail, the running backs coach down there, tell him to run forward, stay in bounds. We got 45 seconds left with the game in the game, and we got 57-35 at the time.
First and 10, the ball at the 29. Again, we appreciate Runt's Barbecue sponsoring the Friday Night Bulldogs this fourth quarter as number 35 gets the call for the Bulldogs. Number 35 is Jordan McKee picking up positive yardage to the 25.
Jordan McKee, the ball carrier.
We hope everything went well for you tonight at Friday Night Bulldogs as we are in the closing seconds of this ball game. And Jamie, this game really wasn't as close. You say as close. We still got 22-point difference here, but really it wasn't as close, anywhere close to what the scoreboard somewhat represents.
Right, because Webster had a big third quarter. I believe we only scored like 13 points that third quarter, and the game ending with 57-35. Webster, a pretty good ball team. They didn't give up, and they were still hard fought, and we commend both teams finishing the game.
At Harlan, we talked about the tenacity, I guess, of the Warrior team, down 44-0 at half, and then things started happening for them, and get a little momentum going on, and did outscore us in that third quarter, 28-13, I believe. Unfortunately, came up a little short in the fourth quarter. We said this last week. We talked about good teams find a way to win. That's exactly what happened tonight. Even though the third quarter debacle, really, of the Bulldogs, the Wagoner was able to come out in a victory.
Yeah, I think the story this week is that, and really the coaches will be talking about it all week long, you got to play 4 quarters. Wagoner Bulldogs played a half of good football and a quarter of solid football in the fourth quarter, but the third quarter we almost want to just discount and say, let's just do away with that. Unfortunately, in sports at any level, you can't do that. You can't just take them out. You pick and choose what you want to count or not count. And so they'll definitely be talking about that this week. They'll be talking about those penalties for sure as well. And they'll get them prepared for next week against Veneta to wrap the season up, the regular season, I should say.
And looking forward to next week, the Bulldogs will travel to Veneta to take on the Veneta Hornets to end the regular season play. And right now, Jamie, we're seeing, looks like a little bit of team solidarity here on the Webster Warriors side as they are all walking really in double file line, walking into the locker room.
Yes, walking into the locker room as a team. Some of them they still got their heads up. They ain't got nothing to complain about. They gave us a good hard fought today.
Yeah, and really they did a good job the entire game, even when it was 44-0. We talked about the sportsmanship that was being shown on really both sides of the ball. But, the Bulldogs, they were up big, and I remember one particular play where they broke off like a 30-yard run, but the Webster player helps the Bulldog up after the tackle and taps him on the head, basically tells him good play, and that's what you want to see. So it was good to see that, and it paid off for them in the second half because, again, we know the story about the third quarter. They came back out, and maybe that has something to do with it because when you play the game the right way, good things start to happen for you.
Well, and so many times when you have games that are out of hand early, you start seeing a lot of cheap shots. You start seeing a lot of unsportsmanlike conducts, those type of things. We really didn't see that, and that's really good to see, Jamie, on a high school field.
Yes, it is. Anytime that you can see no cheap shots, no one getting seriously hurt, and good sportsmanship, that's always a plus on both sides.
As the comments still keep rolling into our chat room, again, we do have 1 week left in the regular season as we travel to Veneta and then looking to be district champs at a perfect 10-0. Probably already have achieved the district champs part. We've got one more game to achieve that perfect regular season record at 10-0, and then looking to host the first 2 playoff games, Harlan.
Looking to host the first 2 playoff games, and if you're in 4A in the state of Oklahoma, I think got to be concerned because I don't believe we've seen the best football that the Wagoner Bulldogs can produce yet this season. And especially the last few games, we've seen glimpses of it. We've seen times where we know what they can do, and they've showed that. But then at the same time, there's been lapses and penalties and maybe some bad decisions as far as picking up punts or not leaving it alone and letting other teams come back in. So they'll get that shored up here going into the last week of the regular season against Veneta and look to build momentum for those first 2 home playoff games.
Yes, sir. It'd be nice if we can get it together next week. If they would come next week and play all 4 quarters, you never know what could happen. This team got great potential going back to the state tournament and winning it again. It all depends on what they want to do.
It looks like right now it really is in the Wagoner Bulldogs' hands of how far they go into the playoffs. And we appreciate everyone that's logged on Friday Night Bulldogs. We appreciate and Mass Meat, I see your comment. She's talking about our first season of Friday Night Bulldogs of the Hilldale Wagoner game. It was actually a very exciting game, but as far as the quality of the video and things, it was lacking for sure. She said Friday Night Bulldogs has come a long way, and it sure has. I keep talking about maybe putting the history of Friday Night Bulldogs on our Facebook page so that people can read how far we have come. We first started out with 1 laptop and 1 person, and it's gone to a full-blown production, Harlan.
Yeah, and we talked about it earlier. What is it, Jeremy? It's been into all 50 states and 13 countries, I believe it is.
I think we have 10 states to go. 10 states to go, and we're at about 13 countries.
So not quite all the states, so get out there, start visiting some places on Friday night and log in so we can knock all those states off the list. But it really has come a long way, and we have a lot of that to throw at the mass communications class and Miss Joy Anderson for coming out and setting everything up, and we get to walk in and just start talking, and it makes it really easy on us. But behind the scenes, for everybody listening, they're here. When things go wrong, they're fixing those things quickly so we can get back with you, and they do a great job.
Yes, they do. And I just want to say thank y'all for inviting me up today. This is the first time ever doing this, and look forward to doing it again.
Herb Webb, we see you. I'm not sure I'll be in your neighborhood anytime soon, but we appreciate Herb, 77 grad of Wagoner High School, logging in tonight from Montana. He's going to be with us next week. And Harlan, let everybody know that we will be here next week, and give them your final word.
That's right. Next week we'll be with you live and going worldwide, as we like to say, from Veneta, Oklahoma. And we will be there bringing you Friday Night Bulldogs and all the action and wrap up the regular season for the Bulldogs as they go for that perfect regular season mark, and we fully expect that to happen and take place. Bulldogs played 2 great quarters, really, of football tonight, and looking to see them put a whole 4 quarters together. And if they do that next week, Jeremy, I think it's going to be a big-time win for them, and they'll have a lot of momentum going into that first round of the playoffs. Looking forward to seeing that happen.
So, Jamie, one last word, give you a little shout-out for anybody that you think may be listening. When Jamie Booty Powell gets on the mic, we appreciate you coming up and helping us out, Jamie.
Once again, I say thank you for inviting me up. I had fun tonight. Look forward to doing it next time, and shout-out to everybody that's on the net tonight.
So that'll do it from W.L. Odom Field in Wagoner, Oklahoma. For Harlan Johnson and Jamie Powell, I'm Jeremy Holmes saying good night and God bless America.